one at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
Mr. Primetime.
Are we serious?
I mean, let's just start with this.
Are we serious? Less than 48 hours after you lose on national TV, you're proud of taking a photo with Taylor Swift. Yup, you guessed it. We're Swifties too. That's the shit I got to look at today.
You know, bro, I'm trying so hard to embrace positivity where it's like, beat Denver, will be relevant. I'm like, it's so easy to be negative and angry about everything. So I've been trying really, really hard. I did an hour show with Ian. We were positive. People were like, I can't believe you're so positive. You were angry last night. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna give in to your anger. I'm on Twitter today, or X, whatever they call it these days, and I see that tweet from Woody Johnson. And I did a 4-minute video that I was gonna post. I went off the rails because can you be any more tone deaf? Like, seriously, dude. Did somebody forget that we're 1-3? Like, the Jets got all this publicity, all this great social media, all this fanfare because you had Aaron Rodgers, and we thought you were a Super Bowl contender. When the season starts going in the tank, you stop becoming cute and lovable. You're not funny. You're not cute. Like, first things first, take off the fucking chain, Woody. You look stupid. Seriously. Like, you know what I want to know? When Woody Johnson looked up at Taylor Swift and Taylor Swift saw the Woody thing, she's like, is this guy like, what is he? Like, is he kidding me? Like, is this like a costume? Like, what is he wearing? He looks ridiculous. And then to post that, I'm like, you know what? Let's have a sense of urgency and realize your season is going down the drain and act like you're angry, act like you're mad, and stop trying to be like everybody's best friend because you lose to the Broncos and it's going to be a shitstorm around here.
That's why I wonder if it was just like the intern that posted it.
Bro.
But regardless, like,
come on,
he's done so many things in the past that have been tone deaf. And this offseason, I felt like he was starting to erase a little bit of that. He was becoming likable again. You know, like the chain was cute when the vibes were all positive. Now you're 1-3, and you're still rocking that shit, and you're posting photos with Taylor Swift after a loss. Come on, dude.
I mean, dude, and it's like, I understand that he wants to keep everybody positive. He's probably got a lot of new followers. He's not used to having all this. He's not used to having all these people watching his team right now and having all this attention. But you're 1-3, bro, and your fans are paying a lot of money for a product. You're not seeing wins. Everybody's getting a little bit annoyed. We're trying to rally around your quarterback. Don't like push shit in our face like that. That's like the ultimate kick in the ass, dude. I'm like, are you this guy for real? Like, what?
That's all it's about, man.
It's like, come on, man. Like, I just can't
Still
take
doesn't
it.
get it.
Like, take the chain off. Act like an owner. Act like an owner that says, you know what? We're 1-3. We got to turn things around and win in Denver. Like, let's start sending a message around here that everything's not great. Let's stop. And the more that the time goes on after this game, the more everybody's justifying losses and just making excuses for losses and making excuses for all this. The bottom line is this. You can't keep playing like that. At some point this year, starting this week, you've got to start winning football games because nobody cares you drop the pass. Nobody cares about the fumble or the penalty or nothing else. It's wins and losses. That's how you're evaluated. And you look at how they end last year, bro. They had a great run. They mailed in the whole end of the season, lost, 6, 7 in a row? And now they've lost 3 in a row again.
And that's why it's so hard to get excited listening to Rodgers today on McAfee. Like, if we were 2-2, maybe even 3-1, like they should be, the last 2 games were obviously winnable. You lost by a combined 8 points. Like, if that's your record, like, you're realistically talking about him potentially coming back at the end of the season. Yep. Right now, it can't even be a thought in anyone's mind because they're probably going to be out of it at that point. Like, well, you can't even think that far ahead yet.
He said that, though. He's like, you know,
I heard that quote.
If I'm able to come back, I at least wants to be in the hunt. Well,
exactly.
Right now, you're not. I mean,
you got to get to that point if he's actually going to play.
Yeah, and that's a big if, you know. And I mean, right now the Jets are lucky that the Giants suck so bad because now the Giants are going to get heat all this week with Daniel Jones stuff and everything like that because it's kind of taking a little bit of pressure off them because they're like, oh well, Zach's kind of a feel good story, and I think
sports radio is much more tolerable today. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it was wonderful. I loved it. Yeah. But it only goes so long, dude, because now it's like you're facing a pivotal, game where you have to win it, and all of your built-in excuses are now gone because you look at it, and we'll go to calls next, but the offensive line, this will be the 3rd week in a row they're playing together, which is a good thing, and they're playing fairly well, right? Zach has played a few games now, so now it's like there's no excuse of like, well, he threw him in last minute. No, you know how to game plan for him now. Now you see the plays he's comfortable with, the plays you can call. You have that. Like all your things now, all your excuses are going away because now you played 4 games, dude. It's not like, well, 1 week, 2. No, now the excuses are gone. Now you're going on a road against a bad Broncos team. The Bears melted, completely melted. So the Broncos game is a 1,000% must win, a 1,000% no excuse game. Like if they lose that game, it's inexcusable. That's when shit goes, you know what? We have problems here. I don't care. That's seriously. That's my mindset.
Well, we have problems now, but if you lose that game, you go to 1-4 with the Eagles coming to town. The season's pretty much over at that point. You win this game, having the Giants after the bye week, the potential to get to 3-4, you still have some hope. There's still some season left to be played at that point.
Bro, I will not accept any excuses whatsoever for a loss in Denver. None. Absolutely none.
No, I said it last night. Look at the numbers that Justin Fields put up. You can't do that with Zach Wilson and these weapons. Like you said, 3 straight games now with the offensive line all together. They're playing well. They're giving him protection. They're giving him time. He made throws 2 nights ago.
Yep.
You found some things that work. You got him in a rhythm. Now you got to build off it.
Yep. And the thing is, too, it's like the thing about the penalties everybody's talking about and the play of Zach, it's high. It's like a deodorant for all the other things that went wrong that nobody wants to talk about. The 17-point lead right off the bat. How the defense couldn't get off the field at the end of the game. Like there's things here. It's like everybody like I got in an argument today with somebody on YouTube. I should have known better, but I'm in that mood today where it's like, you want to confront me? Let's have it. Like I'm down.
Mood last night.
Yeah, but he's like, bro, Zach Wilson by himself lost the game on Sunday night because of his fumble. No. I'm like, really? Zach's fumble did that. I'm like, the defense, when they couldn't get off the field the last 7 minutes of the game, what was that? CJ Mosley could have 2 interceptions. Michael Carter, like, there's so many things that went wrong. Saleh on 4th and 1, kicking a field goal and giving up 30 seconds. There's so many facets to this team that lost that game. It was complimentary losing. They all took a part of it. They all owned the loss together. Now, Zach's fumble was huge. Like, there's so many things, dude. So this guy is like just shredding Zach. I'm like, bro, are you watching the game? So now it's like going into this game, like the standard for the defense has to be higher. They told us it was going to be higher. They told it was going to be better. Now, I understand they held them to 6 points second half of the game. Great. But in big spots, dude, in big spots this week, in big spots against Buffalo week 1, they didn't come up big, dude, right? Buffalo marched right down the field and tied the game up.
If they can do it in the second half, why is it constantly an issue starting the game
100%.
fast? And that goes for both sides of the ball. Like you said, it was a complimentary loss.
It's
both
sides of plays.
You had the quarterback that left some plays on the field. You had the defense that still couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. You're in a 17-0 deficit, 3 drives into the game. Like all these things are things that we've seen on repeat for the last how many weeks, going back to last year. The defense starts flat, they start slow, and you're trying to play catch up the whole game.
Yeah, and this is something that, if you're being consistent and being fair, this problem happened to defense last year. How many times we talk about, the first quarter, they came out slow, they came out flat, they came out like every friggin' week. And now it's like you do the same thing. It's like you give them credit because they make adjustments. It's like, all right, you're making adjustments and you're figuring it out. But like your initial game plan, your scouting must be wrong because every week you're wrong. To the tune of 17-0 wrong. Like 3 series in a row, they scored on you. Right.
And even when they're not giving up points, though, they're still on the field for 6 minutes, 7, 8 minute drives. Like that kills any momentum that your offense is having. So I'd much rather see them a little bit more aggressive, take some chances, and if you give up the big play, so be it. You put your offense right back on the field. You let Zach sling it again.
Yep. I want to become the Dragon Part 2 t-shirts we gotta make. Put a 2 on the thing. So, so you have I've been listening to sports radio. I've been going through Twitter. I'm kind of not responding to people because I'm just like, I'm over this loss. I'm over the excuses. Like, I get it. Everybody has the penalty. Everybody has this. Like, it's over. You lost. The end of the day, you lost the game. That's it. And the Sauce penalty sucked, but so does drop passes. So does the Connor McGovern penalty. So does all the other things that happened went wrong too. So like now it's like turn the page time because you have to. And I'm curious to see how this goes. And the biggest turn the page is going to be for Zach Wilson because now, for the first time in Zach Wilson's career, he's getting credit and he's getting support, not only from his teammates, from the media, from other players are supporting him. LeBron James, and he's getting all these things. So does that resonate with him where he's like, you know what? He gets momentum and confidence and he starts playing really good football? Or does he go back in the shell and we're going back to 8 of 17 for 45 yards and a pick and we're 25 beers in at halftime?
We've always known he could, as far as the physical tools, we've always known it's been there. It's always just been about applying it consistently, making the smart decisions. And yeah, I think what he did in the second quarter and then into the third quarter coming out of halftime, that's a lot to build on. But it's still 3 drives to start the game, you did nothing. 3 drives to finish the game, you did nothing. So the next step, play a full 4-quarter game. After that, then you got to build off it back-to-back games. You do that, then we could start having a real conversation that he turned the corner.
Yeah, and like, again, I was going through my comments today because I was in that mood. Like, when you're in that mood, you're like, you know what? Because and first of all, thank you for watching our videos, but I'm going to comment back when you comment on my shit. And the one guy was like, bro, he's like, I cannot believe how much credit you're giving Zach. Like, he's not the answer long-term. I'm like, nowhere have I said like, the thing is, when Zach plays like shit, we come on here and shred him to pieces.
Yep.
He literally surprised everybody. He played solid football.
Yeah, played Mahomes. You're not going to give him credit for that, at least.
So, like, at some point, it's okay to acknowledge the kid played good, and it's a glimmer of hope. That's all it is. It's a glimmer. Because if he shits the bed against Denver, that glimmer of hope is gone. If he builds on it and plays well, it's a good thing for the Jets. Because you know what? I honestly don't like watching shitty football. I don't. Like, right? The Cowboy game, miserable. Patriot game, miserable. You sat through the goddamn game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not enjoyable. So for our own sanity and mental health, it's great to watch Zach play an NFL, like, conduct an NFL offense. Like, last week was fun, dude. Like, wow, we could actually throw football. Like, we're like the rest of the NFL for once. We're not like an antiquated run, third and long, incomplete, and punt. Right? So, like, we watch the game. We say, you know what? He did a good job. Good job doesn't say he's a Hall of Famer. Good job doesn't say pick up his 5th-year option. Good job didn't say he's a franchise quarterback. It's like, it's a glimmer of hope, man. That's all it is.
I think for some people, though, they just want to see him build off this. Because like I was saying last night, he's had some individual games in the past before, and then he's followed it up with one of his typical clunkers. So I think for some people, Sunday night could have been that opportunity to just rip the Band-Aid off. If they got blown out of the building, there's a good chance you see Boyle. There's a good chance that Simeon is probably starting maybe this week, if not next week. So that would have been your way out to potentially save the season if you think that he is the main problem. And for 2 weeks, we all thought he was the main problem. Sunday night, he was not the main problem.
No, and like, the thing is, it's just like, you got to give the kid credit. Me personally thought he was going to get benched at halftime. I had my fucking videos, like, we don't delete our videos and we delete our comments. I said, this could be Zach's last game. He could be benched at halftime and never play again for the Jets. That's how down on him I was. And he surprised us. With the world against him, down 17-0, he stepped up and did good things. And that's a positive. And it's okay to say it. And it's like, I hate this world we live in where everything is like, it's got to be doom, or it's got to be gloom, it's got to be great, or it's got, like, there's no, like, it's like, and I told you this 3 weeks ago. No, dude, nobody said shit positive about Zach for the last month. Don't even lie to me. But it's like, everyone has that little hot take thing. Like, oh, I said, no, you didn't, dude. You know, like, when it's just, I can't take it.
The thing that still bothers me a little bit, and this is the only part I'm going to stay negative on, was that, he played a near perfect game until the fumble. And the offense still had only managed to put up 18 points. Now, part of that, yes, on the defense, they got to get off the field, but time of possession was almost equal. So, yes, he was doing a lot of the little things. He was making a lot of the checkdowns. He was making smart reads, but those are things that are a typical Sunday for 90% of NFL quarterbacks that are proven starters. So if he's going to put himself into that conversation, like, he's got to do it consistently. It's got to happen week in, week out.
That's it. And that's like, and the thing is, like, I must have said the same thing 45 times today. It's encouraging, but he's got to build on it. He bombs out against Denver. We're having the same conversation next Monday. Zach is not the answer. Play Trevor Siemian. Season's over. Like this, it's the same thing. You're only as good as your last performance, right? That's like it's like that applies to a lot of players, like not just Zach.
And that's what I think some people probably worry about, is that the coaching staff will now look at that game and say, all right, now it's another 4 weeks of Zach, no matter what.
Nope, not me. It's still a week to week thing, man. You got to keep proving it, man.
I think so too. But what he showed on Sunday night is probably, if he could do it, consistently, that's probably more than you're going to get out of Boyle and Simeon.
Oh, 100%. Because that arm talent he has a special. That athletic ability has a special. Neither one of those guys can run like he did on the 2-point conversion. The one time he rolled out and almost hit Conklin. Like, those guys can't do that, what he does. And he could do, even when he's off balance throwing a ball, he's got a cannon. They can't do that. But he's got to, and he's got to play like that. But the coaches also have to help him too. Like, the play calling has to stay the same way. Like, they're talking about it today. I think it was Sirius NFL Radio. They're like, even the 3rd and 1 play where they threw the ball, like, you literally have Breece Hall. Like, a little screen pass to Breece Hall. Just give him the friggin' ball, dude. Like, you don't have to get too cute and too aggressive. Like, your fundamental, like, football, like, 4th and 1, 3rd and 1. Go to your strengths, man. It's like,
that becomes a lot easier once teams start respecting your ability to throw the football. Like, that was the conversation we were having for 2 weeks. Like, you're not being respected to have any kind of vertical passing game, and then suddenly you get that deep ball to Lazard, things start clicking a little bit.
Well, yeah, now
I don't think that's a coincidence.
Well, now the Denver defense is gonna be like, all right, we can't stack the box, stop the run, because they may actually come out throwing, and we actually got to be like, all right, they got to at least keep in mind, like, they may go after Garrett Wilson, they may actually feature Ruckert.
I think they will. They will stack the box and try to at least make him prove it early on. Because I mean, we haven't started fast, so I think they're going to try to put the ball in his hands early on and see if he can actually do it again. But once he starts making those throws again, if he does, then you have to start respecting it.
Yeah, 100%. What's up, Chad? You guys are dope as fuck. Thank you for being consistent. You guys changed my life for the better. Much love from Texas. I'm glad you're doing well, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
What part of Texas are you in? Tell us what part of Texas you're in. That's pretty cool, though. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. No, we're not doing the solid. Okay, Travis. I'll give you a promise. They lose this Bronco game. There's just
all bets are off.
All bets are off because then I'm gonna be off the rails. I'm gonna be unbearable, miserable, angry fucking Jet fan. It's gonna be that video. That may happen like the Monday Night Show. That may be a quick turnaround. All right, so we'll go to calls. I shared the link. I think Tyrone at some point is joining us. He's running late. I don't know. He's on here yet. He's not. All right, we're gonna go to Eric. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? Morning. Beautiful day out here. Yeah.
Where are you?
This is gonna be Saleh for the interview if you guys do it.
I think Tyson. He's a bald one.
Tyson, just saying.
I'm almost there though.
Oh,
I have his press conference answers down to a T right now.
Oh, there we go.
I'll have the wristbands. I'll have the shirt. I got it. Don't worry.
Prime time's got to either be Woody or he's got to be Joe Douglas. I'm waiting for that.
Where are you stationed at, man?
Iwakuni. So sometimes you'll hear jets flying around. So no pun intended. But yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, it's a good game. I was pretty worried about that 17 point start.
Yep.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be one of those games. But yeah, dude, Zach Wilson played pretty good.
Yep.
My only concern, because everyone's on the hype train right now, I hope he built off of it for real.
Yep.
Because my odds that we win that game, probably 65-35 for the Jets. But if Zach Wilson kind of lets like all this like hype get to him, I'm worried that he's going to play like shit. So.
But brutal.
Alan Lazard, starting to be one of my favorite players on the team. I like him a lot. Dalvin Cook needs to go. They need to start using Brees more. Michael Carter. Is he still injured or is that kind of
healthy?
Up in here?
He's healthy.
He's been inactive. Yep.
Shit, like just use all the young people. Let them prove something this season. I mean, Gibson's doing good, so why not, right? So
get more. I'm not really Hardman, Gibson, Izzy. They all need to play more.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't play Hardman at all. I'm not even gonna lie, but hopefully they start using him more. I was pretty happy with how Hackett played. I like him as a coach, but I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of games, kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I hope now that they're kind of listening to everybody and starting to kind of experiment and kind of be a little bit more creative. I'm optimistic about the game, but I mean, I'm never gonna count out another team. So let's just hope that they beat the Broncos, because I mean, I'm not really worried. I mean, Miami put 70 on them, so like, it really shouldn't be a problem. But you never know, especially with the Jets. Sometimes like the games, like
especially with the Jets, man.
Right? Yeah, dude. Like like the second half of last year. I remember Joe Cat and the others. They were just like, man, this is. They were just not hopeful whatsoever about it. And then I was like, there's no way that they're going to lose this many games. And lo and behold, it was just like, Jesus Christ.
Especially when you think you haven't figured out. Like, we think we know what the Jets are, like on offense, what they are on defense. We think we know exactly what's going to happen, and they do the complete opposite every friggin' time.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's funny. Remember how, like, last week I was like, yeah, light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, is this one of those moments where you're just teasing us? And they're like, nope. Sorry, we're going back to losing.
It's like,
I was like, you don't think there's a chance they can come into this game, at least on the offensive side, overconfident just because of how bad the Broncos defense has been?
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, considering how all these other games, I really hope this team's like, no matter what, we have to take every game serious, no matter what.
Yeah.
If we start lighting them up and we're like 30, 40 points ahead of them, then it's like, yeah, who gives a fuck? Like, just destroy them. Like, fuck Sean Payton, he sucks balls. And I'm hoping that they destroy him. Like, I really want that. I think out of any game, I've been the most excited for that one, especially with all the drama probably right before the season started.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton, as he's a great coach, but dude, unacceptable when your team gets like lit up by Mike White and Tua, who's got like 2-3 concussions. Like, no, like literally no excuse. He should know better than that. So.
And they got bailed out last week by the Bears completely falling apart. The Bears should have won that game easily, and they just choked.
I was
on every level.
surprised.
Yep.
I was at work, and then I like saw the score. I'm like, oh shit! Like the Giant. What team was it? Yeah, it was the Bears and the Cardinals, right? And then like the Bears had it, and all of a sudden they lost. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what Sunday am I watching right now? You know, like what games am I watching?
It's wild, dude. Wild. NFL is wild, but I mean, this is a must-win, dude. There's no excuses for nobody. They've got to find a way to win this game. I don't care if it's 31-30. Just win it. It's just so important at this point.
At least in the big city, at least we're not the worst team. I mean, there's upside because I'm like, dude, the Giants almost got blown out again.
They did get blown out.
Watching that game last night, you feel so much better about the Jets' offensive line.
Right.
You realize where some teams are at. It's like
11 sacks, dude. That's insane.
Could you imagine what we would be saying on this show if we did 11 sacks?
Interviews all day. Every stream, it's going to be an interview for
dude,
sure.
I'd be making videos every 10 minutes. I'd be just fucking riding.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure Tyrone would probably blow up. Primetime would be in his car just screaming. It'd be like a dark night more than
driving off the road.
Oh my God, don't do that. But I don't know, this season it really feels like it's like anyone's game in a way. I mean, clearly there are teams where they're like a step ahead, and then there's like some teams that are like, bottom of the barrel, but kind of in that middle range. It's literally like a toss-up. You don't even really know. Like, there's so many upsets and shit that are happening that I've been kind of like looking at. And I'm like, what season am I watching? Because like from the years that I've seen before in the past, it's like you always have like those clear-cut teams that are just like a step ahead of everybody.
Yep.
But it seems like every team in a way has like their own little like pizzazz to them that kind of helps set them apart from others. Like it's really kind of hard to really predict how most games go.
Well, it's like right now, it's like I think a lot of teams not playing their starters in the preseason. The first 2 or 3 weeks is just getting your starters acclimated back to the game, get everybody in rhythm, and then it's not really how you start; it's how you finish. Where teams get hot like week 6, week 7, week 8, and finish the season strong. Like right now, the Bengals are a disaster. Who would have predicted that? Like some of these teams are slow starters, and then all of a sudden they flip the switch and then they make a run. Like the Lions made a run last year, so it's gonna be interesting, man. Like the season's not over now, but you can't go 1-5, 1-6. Like now we're gonna turn around. You got to stay, like 3-4, 4-5, like around that range.
Shit, even like when we get after the bye, I think first game's the Giants.
Yep.
Even as shitty as they are, I'm taking that game absolutely serious because I would hate for my.
We're the Jets. We can't take anybody lightly.
Nope.
I know, right? But I'm just saying, it's like, oh shit, like the Giants keep getting blown up. Like, oh, we got this shit. Like, no, every team has to be respected. Yep. And then once you've put that many like points on the board and like your guys are just like comfortable, then go at it, destroy them. Like I don't give a fuck. Like,
but look at last year.
Every game serious.
But look at last year. Everybody kept saying the end of the season is going to be easy. Get through the tough part of the season. The end of the season was going to be easy. We can roll, we'll make the playoffs. They lost 6 in a row. All those easy games, they lost all of them. So it's a week by week league, man. Really.
I almost feel like because like that second half of the season should have been good. It's like after that Patriots game, I don't know what Bill Belichick, like black magic he did on Zach, but like it just melted his brain, and then every game was just bad. Like I think my concern
Saleh lost the locker room.
Yep.
I know, right? I think my concern though is just the defense has to play fast and strong like right away, because that was like they were just really like lethargic in the beginning, and then they like tightened it up, but it was like 100%. They were just down so much, and they had to play catch up. And I'm surprised they almost won it. Like I said, I thought we were going to lose, and they played really good, but they just have to have that same energy the moment the game starts. Like they have to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to be at a 17-point hole. Like give the offense a chance. Like your offense, your game plan is going to change. You're down 17 points. Like, you're at it. Like your whole philosophy changes. If it's 7-0 or 10-7, you could do different things. You know what I mean? You're not chasing your tail at all. So Eric, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Can we become a defense that actually closes out games too?
Oh, for Christ, yeah, I'm 100%.
I want to believe in the 85 Bears. But like it's becoming a meme at this point. So regardless if we win or lose, I'm just gonna keep like just blasting that wherever I see it. So
good talking to you, man.
Well, thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Later.
You too, man.
Yep.
I get the biggest kick out of calls like that, dude, because it's so cool that they're stationed out of the country. That's wild, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. We've got a whole bunch of cast of characters here looking to talk some football. Let's go to
there's a comment I wanted to get to.
Which one is it?
I lost it though. The one that said that we were too upbeat after a loss must have not listened to last night's show.
Yeah, we weren't upbeat at all last night.
Yeah, definitely.
There, right here. You guys are way too upbeat after a loss.
Yeah, last night I wasn't. And then seeing Woody Johnson rocking that chain today put me in a
I wasn't upbeat. I was just encouraged by Zach and like a glimmer of hope coming into this week. If Zach completely bombed out going into Denver, I'm relying on Trevor Siemian to get us a must win. So it's like, all right, maybe this works, but today with Woody Johnson and all the listening to everybody just keep complaining about penalties when they did so many other things wrong that contributed to the loss of this game. Now I'm just getting like, dude, enough. Win the game. Stop with all this shit excuses.
Yeah, the first 24 hours are always the worst. I mean, that's where I was just looking at it. Like, that was a winnable game. Nobody expected Zach Wilson to outplay Mahomes. And if you told me that before the game, you chalk that up as a win. And, you found a way to still blow it at the end. You can't get off the field 3 straight 3rd and longs. So.
Prime time, have you taken any anger management classes because you're so angry?
I feel like I've calmed down a little bit tonight. I'm a little better.
Last night you were bad. I was so tired last night. I couldn't even go back with you. I'm like, I didn't have the energy to fight with you. I was like, I'm good.
Well, that was the thing. So Saturday night, I got like 4 hours sleep. So I got up early for the event on Sunday, and then 2 hours sitting in the MetLife parking lot. I get home at 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I don't want to talk about this team blowing another game, sitting at 1-3.
He will be on. Don't worry, John. He will be on. He's a special guest that has a lot of, now he's getting requests now. Which I got paid to do that. We're going to go to somebody a little different here, though. We got like a 49er perspective who's always commenting on video stuff. I'm just curious to talk to this dude. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? I've been following you guys for a long time. Obviously, I've never called in. I'm usually working, which I am right now, but thought I'd give you guys a call. I'm the 49er fan, always talking here. I found you guys after the 49er game in which Bosa blew his leg out at MetLife, and I came and watched you guys complain that the Jets still got their ass kicked, that Garoppolo and Bosa and everybody else was out, and you guys just
that game. I remember that one.
Yeah, no 49er content even touches you guys. So I've been following you guys ever since. You guys have been so entertaining, and then when Saleh joined, I was like, all right, I like Saleh. So obviously he's not holding up so much, but I think the part that is the most like disappointing to me is there's a culture that goes on with the 49ers, because I can see like the dichotomy. Like, I'm a diehard fan of one of the best run organizations in the league, and I'm also now following the Jets, who are not one of the best run organizations in the league. So you can just see it. Like, there's games where Kittle won't touch the ball. There's games where Debo won't touch the ball. There's times where Bosa's not in the stat box at all, but no one complains. No one's on Twitter posting 4 ball emojis. No one's saying, well, I didn't give up any yards. Like, you don't hear any of that crap. And it bums me out that Saleh hasn't established a culture there that's a little more aligning with.
But that is his culture. He likes to. He has that whole freedom of speech. Like, the boys will be boys. That's what they like. He doesn't really reel anybody in with that kind of shit.
And that's fine in the locker room, but it makes you look like a jabroni when you put it out in the media. Like,
that's true.
Let people be themselves, sure, but there's a way you conduct yourself as a professional, and there's a way you don't. And you can see it how the top teams conduct themselves is different. So.
Yep.
And I have an even further perspective on this, because I'm a 49ers fan who's following the Jets, who lives in Colorado. So I'm surrounded by Broncos fans. And so it's a little extra perspective. And I can tell you guys, even for a team that just gave up 70, the fan base around here has zero fear of Zach Wilson, even still after last night. Everyone's still thinking it's a mirage. Yes. It's everyone's saying, oh, anyone can do it for one game. Of course, they all hate the Chiefs, so they were rooting hard for the Chiefs, and then rooting hard for the Jets, and then he drops the ball, and then like, oh, this guy sucks. They don't have the same investment that Jet fans do, so of course they wrote him off immediately. But it's amazing that a team that gave up 70 could have any kind of bravado at all. Yep. I can't stand Broncos fans, obviously. If you've ever lived in like enemy territory of another team, it's the worst. So.
And they got lucky. They got lucky as hell last week at the Bears game. They got ridiculous.
That was the toilet bowl, man. That was horrible. That was low-level football. It was so bad that it became entertaining. And I had Cole Kmet on my fantasy team, so that helped. But it's poor quality football. And you're right, Tyson. Absolutely. If the Jets lose this, it's pitchforks and torches time. Broncos are at best 31st in the league. Yeah, Chicago's 32nd. So, there is no around this. If you guys go in there full strength and lose to the Broncos, there is no more conversation. That's a bad football team, and it's an unfortunate reality. So it's put up or shut up. Saleh, all gas, no brakes. Let's live up to that. Let's not pussy out on 4th and 1. Let's not pussy out on 4th and 2. Let's
100%, dude.
let's show up. And, 49ers pride themselves on being the most physical team on the field. Instill some of that. Some of that. Be physical and be disciplined. Don't get penalties.
Yep.
Be the harder hitter team. Fight for extra yards.
Yep.
Let's do this thing right, and let's get this back on track, because I'd love to see someone other than freaking Chiefs and Bills be relevant in the AFC. So I'm gonna let you guys go. That was my little soapbox.
Thanks for the
I'll try to
support,
call
man.
in more and more. Yeah, I'll always be around, guys. I love you guys. Like I said, I wish the 49ers content creators had anything even close to the kind of content you guys put out. You guys are the best. I'll be around, man. Go
Appreciate it,
Jets.
man.
Thanks
Have a
for
good
calling,
night.
man.
Hey, guys.
It's really cool talking to him because he comments on every video. And now to the point, like, he say, hey, 49ers fan here, but now he knows that we know he's a 49er fan. I talk to him all the time in comments, dude. That's so cool to actually, like, finally, like, get a chance to talk to him. That's pretty neat. Let's stop teams on 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 22.
3rd and 23. Yeah.
I mean, if you let Russell Wilson beat you, man, with his legs and stuff, and he made a really good point too, just about being the physical team, like the all gas, no break. You got to like represent that, like at some point, especially on defense, dude.
That was what I was actually going to ask him about, like just the evolution of Saleh. Year 3, you kind of expect the coach to grow a little bit, to evolve, and it seems like we're listening to and watching the same kind of product, especially in the big moments, like the 2-minute drives before the end of the half are almost always a disaster. He's always conservative as shit, playing for field goals. His answers after the game just don't make any sense. He doesn't hold players accountable, except if he's got his one wide receiver. It seems like every year. First it was Denzel Mims. Last year it was Elijah Moore. This year it's McCole Hardman in the doghouse for whatever reason. Like, other than that, nobody gets held accountable, it seems like. So,
It's interesting. He said, there's a good comment here. Oh, shit. This thing's going so fast right now. Where is it? 49ers fans content is different because it's not a circus. Do you know how much easier it is to make content when things are good, dude? Because you literally you enjoy it. Like, you literally you get excited. Like last year when they had a little role, you're like, oh, you're doing game previews. You're excited that you want to see a team win. Like, you're recognizing players. Like, hey, you know what? Quincy Williams can go into a Pro Bowl. Right now, he could be playing that way, but we're so pissed off about so many other things. We're not even acknowledging Quincy Williams, how good he's playing. So I would live for the day that we could be excited about football.
I dream of that day.
It's a day where,
yeah, you actually look forward to like the X's and O's and
you
really getting in depth with it. But now it's like, win some games, give us some hope first, and then
people tune into us because they know that we're always angry, we're always cursing at each other and fighting with people. That's why they tune into us. Because when things go good, our views go down. Everybody goes to like Brian and those guys and shit.
Things go bad, they come right back.
There is no good times, man. We've been doing this. We were just talking about this with. Like we've been covering this team a while, dude, and we've been through just misery.
For 9th year, bro. It's crazy.
Bro, it's like Gase, Bowles falling apart in Buffalo, losing that game. The Ryan Fitzpatrick 6 interceptions, and then insults the organization. They start in the week after. Like the things we've been through, dude. The Sam Darnold ghost.
We had 5 good weeks in 2015, and then we had the 5-game stretch or the 5-2 start last year, and then other than that, it's been all misery.
No, it's true. And this is true, too. No other channel has Elmo, Rose, and Big Bird. They don't.
That's a fact.
They don't. Rose came on Sunday night.
Or a legend either.
A legend who is.
Nobody else has a legend.
That's true. He was in rare form on Sunday. You'd have been impressed with his work. All right. We will go to Mr. Kangaroo Man.
Now everybody's been loving the show, but I'm starting with some beef.
Oh.
Now I sent both of you to a thing on Twitter to say, hey, I'm back on Twitter. Here I am, and both of you brushed me, no follow back, nothing. So that's it. Bye. I can't turn you guys off because I'm not the leader of the podcast. You know how, Tyson, you kick everybody off when you're angry? I was going to kick both of you off.
You can kick us off?
I love you. I love you two guys. I'd never kick you off.
Wait, hold on. What's your...
I was going to show you some kangaroos because, they're around. But
can the Kangaroos play receiver for us? Can they help us out? Can they play corner?
Well, they can just open up their pouch and they'll catch everything.
What's your Twitter name? What is it?
No.
I am now your second follower. I am now your second follower.
I only send one request. I lead, Tyson. I don't follow.
Bro, I've been on like a social media boycott. I've been so angry. I
Well, that's why I wanted to follow it. I wanted to see the comments. I want to enjoy the fun at 24 hours a day instead of just Tuesdays and Wednesdays when the show's on.
What is it, prime time?
Daryl Ludes.
Yeah. So when I was in the military, thank you for my service.
Thank you for your service.
That's somebody inadvertently called me that. So that was what my name ended up being for the rest of my career, was because somebody called me that name. And
I got a question for you. How's the Elijah Moore experience going?
It's going.
Zach Wilson run on Sunday.
Yeah, but DTR was as garbage as Zach Wilson has ever been. Like he was just completely spooked. I would say this, Tyson. At the moment, I'm glad he's there, but he's yet to fulfill what we think that the offense can be. And without Watson playing, you have no idea. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is, I was thinking about something the other day with Zach and how he looked in the preseason with Rodgers being there and how he was almost doing like a cosplay of Aaron Rodgers. Like, if you listen to him as well, like his cadence, he's even sounding like Rodgers. His mannerisms on the field are like Rodgers. Now, when Rodgers went away when he was injured, it's almost like he was like, oh my God, I can't pretend to be this guy anymore because it'll look silly that he's not here. And then Rodgers is back, and all of a sudden Zach looks competent again, like he did in the preseason. So I wonder if like Rodgers has had such a profound effect on Zach that when he's not there, he's completely and utterly incapable of being himself.
I think that could be true to an extent, but isn't that more of an indictment on your coaching staff, your 100%. Offensive coordinator, your quarterback coach? Like, isn't that their job to be able to do that for him?
I think it's this. I know nothing about MMA, right? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I couldn't tell you a single thing on how to do it, what to do, whatever. But I reckon if I went and spent 3 years with Tyson, I could end up being a fairly competent MMA person, coach. Yep. I could probably get in the ring after 3 years.
Yep.
So a bloke who's paid to play football, to play quarterback, and I get it's a hard job. 3 years down the track, we shouldn't be having these conversations. Is that like it's over? I reckon I could go and spend I could call a play, come out of the huddle, and do a better job. And that, I know that's talking a lot of shit, but I'm very, very smart. You can tell I've got glasses. I'm wearing glasses. I'm incredibly smart.
But Darren, you see it all across the NFL every week where guys come off the bench, they can run a competent NFL offense. We saw it firsthand with the Jets. Mike White, Josh Johnson, Joe Flacco, everybody but Zach ran the offense with no problem. But with him, he couldn't get in and out of the huddle. He couldn't read a defense. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do this. It's like they had he was so far behind.
You said it last week, Tyson, and you did as well, Primetime. Like I think it was you actually on the other show that Baker Mayfield had 4 days or whatever, and he came out and he played a competent game of football. Now I'm not the Baker Mayfield, poster boy. I know he has his limitations and his drawbacks, but if you've been in the building for 3 years with you, and I know it's a new offense and all of that, he just looks completely, whether he's scared to throw the ball, make a mistake because of all that sort of stuff. And I feel for the guy, like if somebody was at my job 24 hours a day and people were making podcasts and commenting on all the mistakes I made, it'd be horrible too. You'd be afraid, but I don't get paid $8 million a year. If I got paid $8 million a year.
But see, I think while I agree with what you're saying, I think also Saleh gets some blame for that too. Where I think they get ultra conservative with him and make him scared to make mistakes. Where look how bad he played against the Patriots. He played terrible against the Patriots, dreadful. And Saleh was proud that he threw no interceptions. I'm like, bro, he wasn't throwing any goddamn passes. Like he threw nothing. Like you can't walk away like, oh, clean game. No, you didn't get a chance to win the game because of your approach. So I think Saleh and his handling of him is kind of shady too.
Do you think though that Tyson, because like that Saleh and the coaching staff acknowledge that Zach is probably on the precipice, like if he doesn't say something like that, that'll just exacerbate the situation, and he has to like if you think about it like this, right? Like if you have a fighter that's preparing for a fight, and you know that he needs to have his ego pumped up to keep him where he needs to be versus you saying, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're doing this bad. You're doing that wrong."
You know what we do? A fight camp is 8 to 9 weeks long. 4 or 5 weeks in, if you're doing things, we're like, you know what? This isn't really where you need to be. You don't fight, dude. Same as that. Like, listen, you represent our school. You represent, like, we want the best chance to win. Right now, we know you're going in the ring or cage. You're not able to win because you're not where we need you to be. You ain't fighting, period. The Jets didn't do that. The Jets, instead of saying, you know what, Zach can't play, they kept pushing him out there, making it worse to the point where they had to deactivate or make him inactive in the last game of the season because they were petrified to put him on the field. Like, they're handling of him. And even when he became a rookie, they hand him the job as a rookie with no fucking competition and no leadership behind him. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, it's in practice, though. We don't see that, though.
Yeah, I think you're right, though, because if I and I'm just going to talk about the Browns for like 20 seconds, is if I apply that to how they're talking about Watson and how the coach said, oh, he was cleared to play, like he chose not to play, basically throwing him under the bus in the sense of saying, hey, you could have played, but you chose not to. The team lost versus, and I know they're at different stages in their careers and different things are expected of them, but I think you're exactly right, Tyson. And I never looked at it that way. It's like, what you're basically doing, and you said this a few weeks ago, and I agree with you 100%, is that you're sending a message to the team. Like, you're sending a message to the defense who's busting their ass, keeping teams under 30 points. They kept the Chiefs. How many people would have said that they would have kept the Chiefs to what they kept them to before the game? Like, everybody said it was going to be 45 points minimum. And so they're playing as well as they can play given the circumstances, the amount of time they're on the field, blah, 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 etc. And then you turn around and go, shit, we ain't got no chance. And that's what I think the Jets have done with the way that they've handled Zach, is they've basically said publicly, this guy is going to give us the best chance to win. I think Saleh basically said that exactly, didn't he? Word for word.
He did.
Right now, Zach Wilson is the guy who gives us the best chance to win. If I'm like the defense, I'm like, what the what are you like? Are you on drugs?
Well, that's why the stories came out before the Chief game where the players were like, bro, you're holding everybody accountable but your quarterback who's costing us games. So going into the Chief game, all of a sudden the leaks started coming out. Players are unhappy in the locker room. Saleh may have to make a change because, like, the Jets aren't stupid, dude. They know what the fans are saying. They know what all these shows are saying because they know what everybody's saying. So they had to put it out there in the universe, like, all right, you know what? We're unhappy. Zach has to play better. And they got bailed out because he did play better. Because if he didn't, they wouldn't be able to handle the onslaught. I mean, look at Daniel Jones right now in New York. Daniel Jones all day today is getting shredded. Imagine if Zach played the game. Yeah, but I mean, so like with Zach, it's like they knew this wasn't one game. This would be his third game in a row playing like shit. Like, you got to
what I can't like put my finger on is, like, you guys again have said it before ad nauseum, that how other organizations have dealt with their mistakes.
Yep.
Like, you look at guys who've been drafted high, and I think there was a stat out the other day, like, since 2016, how many first-round quarterbacks that were drafted and no longer with their team? I think there's only one guy who's still there, which is bloody Lamar Jackson. I think every other first-round quarterback is not. That can't be right because there's Allen and all that. There's some crazy stat like that. And
you look at
Jared Goff.
You got
Jared Goff playing good for the Lions, but they got rid of him. Baker Mayfield's playing good for Tampa Bay. They got rid of him. So I think nobody in football sits here today and says, oh, he played really well on Sunday. That means he's now a future starting quarterback. Nobody thinks that.
Nope. And
the quicker the Jets cut their losses, and I mean, you guys said it. What happens if you lose to the Broncos on Sunday? Like,
this show be off.
You should be going into that game thinking we're a red hot chance of. Like, nobody should be having that thought. What if we lose to the Broncos? It should be, how much are we going to win by? Even if
you'd punt out.
I think you should. Have you watched the Broncos play? I watched them play
right now. I'm not sure yet.
Listen. Games like this, whenever I think the Jets should whoop somebody's ass, I've been smacked in the face so many times in situations like this. We're like, oh, this game's going to be a laugher. We're going to whoop. And it's like, it'll be a nail biter in the fourth quarter. I'll be pounding beers like a mad dog. I have no choice because you're just nervous. It
You
never.
know what
it
it
never
is,
goes.
Tyson?
It never goes as
It's
expected.
football.
Never.
You know what it is? It's football PTSD. So when you've been supporting a team that's lost for so long, even when you have a good team, you cannot shake the fact that something's going to go wrong. I have that with the Browns. I watch the games and they could be 28-3 up, and I'm thinking they're going to do something to lose this game.
Yep.
It's coming. I don't know whether it's going to be a strip sack or a pick six or something's coming. And I feel you. Like, I watch the Jets games and I'm thinking, what's going to occur here? Like, what is going to occur here for them to make Tyson lose his shit? And then I rub my hands and I just wait. And then it happens.
They wait for it. That's when everybody tunes in. That's when you see
Just
the
like,
viewers.
just like on Sunday when Zach fumbled. Just like on Sunday when Zach fumbled, you were so happy, Tyson. You were having such a great game. You were so happy. You and Romeo. You was loving life.
Watch that. I didn't see that yet.
You were like, "This is great." And then all of it just silence. And that was the best TV I've ever watched in my life.
I was.
Yeah, you kept it together though. I'll give you that much. You did keep it together.
Oh,
You didn't break anything? You didn't spill anything?
I spilled.
No, it was great. Anyway, boys, the beef's over. The beef's over, and good luck on the weekend. And I'll see you in a couple of months when I come back on and talk shit again.
I followed you back too, man. So have a good night. Have a good night.
Now I'm going to go block both of you to teach you a lesson.
Later, man. You know what it is? I've been the last I don't know, like last week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I've just been kind of like on and off Twitter. I just can't go on it. I can't, like, everybody with their hot takes and I told you so's and all this shit. I just can't deal with it, dude. Like, I don't have the energy. Cause like you start going back, you're like, nope, don't send that tweet. Let's just leave shit alone.
Yep. Sometimes you just got to put it down and stay away from it.
If you want to hear our hot
and
takes,
that's why we have this platform.
Yeah, if you want to hear hot takes, come watch our shows and watch our videos and everything else. But so we started off with two people out of our country. That was our first two callers. So let's go. We got everybody. Apparently everybody's been telling me so lately. I don't mute nobody, dude. I think I've only I think I muted one person. That was it.
I've muted a few.
Yeah, but now it's just let's go. Let's see. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, Bubs?
How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Looks sad.
Frustrating. Yeah, I was just disappointed that we lost. It was one of those games where you kind of like you went into it expecting to get blown out, and then it always just stinks losing games that close, especially games that you should win. But it's unfortunate. But Denver's obviously very winnable. You got to stop, like you guys mentioned, you got to stop getting off these slow starts. I mean, you could complain about the penalties all you want. I'm not the type of fan to blame games on the refs. I mean, the penalties were obviously, I disagree. Obviously, you missed the call on Jermaine Johnson, of course, but you fall down 17-0 to a team like the Chiefs, especially at home. It kind of took the crowd out of it early on, which is tough to climb your way back into that game. You put yourself in an extremely difficult spot, and they've done that all year. Like week 1, they did it. Week 2, every season they've done it. So it's
30-0 in the first quarter. It's a trend now.
Yeah, and offensively too. Like I like the fact that they went out, on the first drive and threw it 3 times. I'm glad that they were throwing it and not run pass like they always do or they've been doing. But even that didn't work. The 3 and out, the scripted plays, it just doesn't seem to connect until the second and third quarter where Zach played great.
Those scripted plays should be ones that Zach feels really comfortable with and should be easy. Get the ball out of his hands, quick read, boom. It should be like, because the scripted plays are the ones you practice over and over and over. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen, where you want to go with the ball. Like and it looks just so bad. I don't understand why.
Yeah. The entire just first quarter, everything's just choppy. Again, like Zach, and that's, when it's 17-0, it was that same feeling where it was like pulling teeth watching him throw a football early on. Yep. But then he started to turn it on and he played great. And I hope that they continue this because the Broncos are a really bad team against the run. I think they're like the worst in the NFL, which is good. I want to see Brees, but I hope they don't get back. Like, I hope this wasn't a 1-game thing where it was like prime time, all the noise around the Chiefs. I hope this wasn't a 1-game thing where Hackett and all them kind of just put everything out there and now they're going to go back to their conservative ways. Because, again, they are bad against the run, but I hope they don't abuse that. I hope they just don't run the ball every play and make Zach get back into that form that he was against New England where he's trying to make him a pocket pass or those short throws because that's not what he is. You got to air it out with him. Like, they rolled him out of the pocket. That throw to Lazard reminded me a lot of the throw he made in the Tennessee game against Corey
Yeah.
Davis. He had the defender right in me, was in front of him, was rolling out, and a little underthrown. It was a good play by Lazard, but still deep ball. Like, that was the plays that he makes, and that's his strength, is rolling out of the pocket. So you guys feel that might be a little bit of concern? Like, I'm hoping Brees has a big game, but I hope they don't abuse it like they've done.
Oh, bro,
Run.
Let's just be honest.
You know.
Damn well Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook are talking to Hackett, like, bro, I only got 6 carries. I only got 5 carries. Like, I think because Zach played well and the offense flowed, they didn't complain. But I'm sure that they're going to be committed to the run. By prime time, don't you think?
Yeah.
You know they're going to be giving the ball to Brees. I'd be shocked.
I don't
I just don't want them to get away from this.
Well, like I was saying before, I think that if Zach Wilson can prove that the second and third quarter on Sunday night wasn't a fluke, if he could do that again to start the game in the first quarter, the running game will open up and you'll be able to run all over them. But he's got to earn that respect from the start.
But they got to commit to it too, though.
Then you can ground and pound and really control the clock.
Yeah,
I feel like this is. But hold on. But the problem you have though is how they divide the reps is already bothering me. Where they have this commitment to Dalvin Cook, and I said at the prime time yesterday, where it's like, listen, dude, the big moments of the game or the fourth quarter, that ball should be in Brees Hall's hand. Dalvin Cook shouldn't see the field. Like I almost have more fucking comments on Michael Carter than I have in Dalvin Cook right now. He looks so slow.
The whole purpose of having him on a pitch count, you would think, is to have him available for the biggest moments in the game, which would be in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, that's where you got to use Michael Carter a little bit more early on, or possibly even make Izzy active, get more speed on the field. Like, these are things that should be common sense, you would think.
Yeah, I mean.
I feel like this is – if there's a game where Cook's going to – I don't know. I don't know how many chances you can get him. He just looks slow, and, you know,
he's got 2 more weeks. He's got 2 more weeks, and if he still looks like this, he's going to be gone. He'll get traded.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's so – like, Brees, you notice it definitely, and you guys obviously know this, but, like, he breaks tackles. He makes guys miss. Dalvin Cook's not doing that. The first guy that gets to him, he's taking him down.
Falls down.
He's running into guys. I saw the one play that Blue had posted. He ran right into the defender. I think it was Tippmann and somebody Tippmann and AVT. They created a nice hole for him. He runs right into the defender.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they said he's like a student of the game too. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah,
and that's why, at least for me, I give him 2 more weeks only because he didn't have a training camp. But if by the bye week he still looks the same, I mean, you get him out.
Yeah, and Carter only had, I think, 1 carry last week. Like, he's barely running it, or he's barely getting the ball. I mean, they're obviously using
a drop
in the passing game, but yeah, he did have that massive drop. But that's another thing too. You can blame the refs, but even Conklin had that 1 drop in the end zone on a play where
Mosley
Zach avoided the pressure.
Mosley dropped the interception.
Mosley,
Carter had a drop. The McGovern penalty. You had all kinds of shit that went wrong, man. You had Zerline missed a field goal. Saleh not going for it.
Yeah, that McGovern penalty was brutal because it took him out of field goal range. And you know what I hate? I hate the first down penalties. They destroy drives, because I think Becton had one too. Like, they destroy drives. It's 1st and 10. You take you just came out of the sideline, and you should know, you should be ready to go. Like, the play should be ready. Like, to just, I hate the first down penalties destroy.
We have a hard enough time getting 10 yards, let alone 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that McGovern penalty was right after that 43-yard run.
Yep.
Where, you know, then you get the screen to Uzama, and then
it was a big play to Uzama too. It was a nice play.
It was like 12-yard pickup, and then it was like 55 yards in 2 plays, and just set him back. And I think after that it was like 2, maybe a run and like 2 incompletions. But yeah.
All right, so your level of confidence going into Sunday.
I mean, my heart says Jets win, but like you guys mentioned, it's
you're a content creator, man. You have a YouTube channel, you have all this content you're cranking out. You got to be more decisive with I'll ask you again, your level of confidence going into the game on Sunday.
Maybe he's saving it for his channel.
That's true too. That's what I would say. I'd
I pulled that one.
I'll say
I'll say
this. I think if I had to give you on like a scale of a 1 to 10, I'd say an 8. I think we should beat Denver. I mean, they are. I mean, they let up 72 weeks ago. It took them a 21-point comeback to take down the Bears. The Bears are a laughingstock. I mean, they've got so many issues outside and inside. They beat Denver last year. Not that means a ton, but I think Denver, so you can make the argument they've regret.
Next question.
So, I mean, if Zach plays like this, if they air it out, I think they get the job done.
Will Zach Wilson play well on Sunday?
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Will Zach Wilson play well on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm believing. I don't know if he'll go 250 because I do think they'll rely on the run game a lot more. But I think I expect see them roll them out a little bit more. I mean, I think
So
the Broncos
what's your
defense
definition
is
of
so
playing
bad.
well then? What's your definition of playing well? Like, what's the stat line that you need?
21 of 28 for 195.
190 to 200, yeah, touchdown, maybe a rushing touchdown,
Ooh.
like a passing rushing touchdown. I don't think he's going to go for 260 and 2 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns like he did last
really
week.
asking
I just
too
don't
much?
think it's going to be that type of
Like,
game.
can we have a 300-yard passing game once in a while?
I would love that. I would. I just don't think like I mean, I wouldn't be. I would love that, but I just think the Jets are going to go a lot more towards the run because the Broncos just can't stop it. So I just think they're going to go.
As long as we
more
have
back
250
to that,
rushing
but-
yards, I'll take that line. So,
Bubs, thanks for calling, man. We
just-
appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good one.
yep,
Later,
good
dude.
talking to you.
All right. So, did you meet Ivan on Sunday?
I did not.
Come on, man.
He said he was going to reach out Saturday night or Sunday morning. I didn't get anything.
Ivan, man, just so you know, you reached out to me. I told you where Kevin was going to be.
I-
Kevin said Kevin.
I reached out to him. I
don't want to get blamed for nothing around here.
I told him we were going to be at Bolero from 11 to 3, and then I was kind of shot out in the parking lot. I was just trying to recover and make sure I was good for the game, but I was there.
All right, just so you know, I don't want to get nobody, blame around here. Now, what is this? We are not good enough yet to survive this many mistakes. The Jets, they can overcome mistakes, man. They have to. Where's another good comment here, though? V-Man played a concert on Jake Asman earlier. Interesting. Jake tolerated that?
Shocked.
This one I was looking for. Dalvin Cook and Carl Lawson. We talked about Dalvin Cook a little bit earlier. You look at the way Bryce Huff is playing, the way Jermaine Johnson's playing. Carl Lawson's an afterthought, dude. And the Jets can't be. Sometimes Saleh is very loyal to his veteran players, his leaders, like Carl Lawson, the leader. You can't be in this case. So Bryce Huff should be playing more, dude. Yep. He is an absolute force. And they did really cool things. They moved him around. Like he came up the middle the one time. Like they have him doing all kinds of shit. Bryce Huff should be playing a lot more. And I give him a new contract too. Get him a deal. Make him part of your core going forward. Yep. Failure to do that would be inexcusable, to be honest with you.
I'd like to see more of Ruckert also. The season
100%.
starts getting away. I think Uzama could enter that conversation also of guys that you might look to deal at the deadline. Well,
that was the thing. Like we talked about it all week long. Get Ruckert involved. Get Gibson involved. The whole Hardman thing, I genuinely do not understand. I don't. Saleh's first excuse was, well, we didn't have enough plays, not enough snaps. You had a zillion snaps. Now you still weren't getting him on the field. And you still weren't utilizing his speed when something that you can do. Well, I don't understand it.
Once Hackett gave that same line after the Patriot game, then you know it's more than that. Because they had plenty of plays in that Patriot game, and they still didn't use him at all. So something else is going on. And
the other guy is Quincy Williams, man, who's playing at a ridiculously high level. He is flying around, playing with a lot of confidence. Definitely an excellent, player. That's a positive. All right, we will go to one of my favorite callers because you never know what to expect. He could be high, he could be sober, he could be in the light, he could be in the dark. You may have crickets, you may not have crickets. You never know what you're going to get. May even see a dog or two. The dog may eat the couch. Anything can happen with this call.
Oh shit, that was a hell of an introduction, brother. How we doing, guys?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You set me off today with that text because I hadn't seen the Woody Johnson photo.
He knew I saw it.
Dude,
I didn't see it until you texted me.
I saw it and I was just like, are we fucking kidding here? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Like, Woody Johnson is such a clown, dude. Like Woody Johnson, like he has like you could tell he was never at any point in his life the cool kid. Like he never was like anywhere. It's like he could tell he never was fit in. It was like awkward at all times, and today just exasperated. It just
yeah, it's horrible. And like you said, wearing that fucking stupid chain, like
knock it off. Cause I'm telling you, dude, Jomo, can you imagine like Taylor Swift has probably seen everything, right? Every celebrity wearing all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Here is like, how old is Woody Johnson? He's got to be in the 70s. He's older than shit, right?
Yeah,
here comes this old, cringy, awkward owner wearing a blinged out Woody. Like, she's got to be like, what is this guy doing? Like, is this fucking guy? Like, she probably had like how hard to keep a straight face looking at him? Like, dude, is this guy for real?
Yeah, man. It's a clown show. Oh God.
And it's like, dude, you're 1-3. Like this shit it's fun when you're in the preseason, when there's hype, when Aaron Rodgers is here. You're losing games, bro. There's nothing funny about this shit. Yeah. It's annoying now.
And the NFL is posting bios like Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties, and you're gonna post that you're a Swiftie too? What the, like,
idiot.
What the hell?
That's more important to him than winning games.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, that was bad. But shit, man. Hey, I think Zach kind of shocked all of us Sunday night.
Yep.
But if we really take a look at it, it was, like you said, Kev, like that was 18 points, dude. Like that's not gonna get it done. Like even against the Broncos, I mean, if we're only scoring 18 points, that's not a good sign. And granted, there were a couple missed opportunities. Garrett, the deep ball to Garrett that was missed up there. Breece Hall, if he just keeps running down the sideline, he's gone.
Yeah, he made the wrong cut.
Yeah. So there's 2 plays right there, and I think both of those were separate drives, and they both stalled. If I'm not.
Yep. Well, you have that. You had the pass to Conk in the end zone, tough pass. You could have caught that. The CJ Mosley interception. Like there was you have a missed field goal. You have Saleh being ridiculously conservative on 4th and 1, 4th and 3, 4th and 3.
Break mantra. Let's just talk about that for a second. Where when you guys first heard that when he got here, like you expected him to be doing the shit that like Dan Campbell does
or Sirianni.
Right?
Yep.
Like. Why are we not?
He's the complete opposite of all gas, no break.
He's the complete opposite. The complete opposite. On special teams, I'll give it to him. He goes for it on 4th. I like it, whatever. But let your offense go for that first down because that's a long ass field goal. If your kicker misses it, they're getting the ball right there.
His explanation was asinine. He's like, "There's 30 seconds left." He's like, "Well, if we get a first down, we only have 30 seconds, so we probably kick a field goal anyway."
Yeah, 2 timeouts,
bro. That's fine though.
Do you not have
fine? But you probably kick a field goal in. It's a closer field goal. He's gonna make it.
But there's 2 things. It's a closer field goal, or you actually call plays to get a shot in the end zone. You may score a touchdown. The thing about this, and this is the same shit Todd Bowles got fired for, being that conservative in his game management, punting at dumb times. Prime time, wasn't it? We were going 8. This is Todd Bowles shit that we hated him for. And Bowles, it's just. He's walking a fine line, dude, because it's like when you're a shitty team, you do this, nobody really cares. But important games, when the season's on the line, AFC East on the line, playoffs on the line, you pull this shit, you're going to get fired because the spotlight's on you. And that was the first time in a big game where he choked 3 times. He got way conservative.
And at that point, all the momentum was on their side, too.
100%.
Zach was playing well. He was getting in a rhythm. Like, you don't need to, if you miss it, which they did, you don't want to give Mahomes the ball back right there. Now, granted, we got bailed out, but, you got to play for touchdowns against the Chiefs. National TV, you're trying to go up against the defending champs and kick field goals with 30 seconds left, 2 timeouts. You can't get 30 yards. Come on.
His explanation was asinine. Like you wish, I was just retired and you don't want to deal with it. And then next day, I'm like, you said what? I'm like, he basically wrote off 30 seconds. Like, yeah, we're gonna kick a field goal anyway. That's like a defeated mindset. That's stupid. You think Sirianni thinks like that, or Shanahan, even Belichick? Nobody does that shit.
Ultra conservative.
And you know what? It bit him right in the ass. And what the thing that I really hate is admit when you fuck up. Admit when you made the wrong decision. That one's on me. We should have gone for that. They got the ball back anyway. It was a deep field goal. That's on me. That's it.
He doubles down. And tries.
Dude,
he thinks we're idiots. You give him a chance to back up. Usually, the next day, you're like, all right, I saw it. I kind of fucked up here. You could say it, dude, because we know you did. Just own it.
Yep, it's crazy.
I hate that.
And then another thing that I want to touch on is the defense. And they almost did the same shit against the Bills, where offense rallies back, offense makes a few plays, gets you back in the game, and the defense just playing in the soft fucking zone, letting them fucking eat up yards.
Bad tackling, bad angles, bad coverage.
2 back-to-back 7-minute drives to close out the game.
Yep.
Sandwiched in between a fumble.
Jordan Whitehead, he's been playing better this season, but it's the same thing keeps popping up where he's going for the kill shot.
Yep.
We're missing tackles that could
a lot. It seems like a couple of those guys are trying to do that. They're going for those big monumental hits, and they're either bouncing off the guy or they're missing. They're not wrapping up and getting the guy down.
What was
DJ Reed?
Oh. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell was that?
I lost my mind on that play. I saw him flying. I'm like, dude, he's gonna kill him. And then He could have literally ran
Yeah.
past him, took the ball out of his hand, took the ball
Yeah.
and ran with it. Like he was that close to him. I'm like, what?
If you don't want to freaking, give the golden boy a shot, like
Just knock the
just
ball
smack
out.
that ball. Yeah, he just ran right past him.
You can't make this shit up, dude. You can't make it up. Like so many things in that game, you can't make it up. Like you look back at it, all the mistakes that they made. I'm like, that's some Jets football right there. That's us. That's what we do.
It's crazy. But that's what these close games come down to. These little plays where, it's just Conklin, dropping the pass, and the Mahomes not being called for intentional grounding, all the things.
Yep.
The one that really, really gets me is the Jermaine Johnson holding.
Yep.
Like that, I think that one is like the biggest one where it's like that is blatant. Like,
But
what
he also can't quit on the play the way he did.
That's a Duke.
No, he
That's what
did quit
Duke
on the
said.
play.
Yep.
And I was like, you got to sell that a little bit more, man. What?
Because once you start getting driven back where the offensive lineman is just driving their feet forward and pushing you back like
And it
that,
just looks
then
like
you're
they
not
won.
going to get the call. Then it's too
No,
late.
you're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep trying to fucking go around them and your jersey is being, you're going to get the call. But he gave up. And you're right. That's probably why they didn't throw the flag. But I don't know. Good game, But
Here's an interesting comment. What are your thoughts on actually maybe if we win the coin toss, taking the ball first for once? Because I saw the stat last night that Samini retweeted. Jets and Giants, only two teams that haven't run a play with the lead yet this year.
Well, I mean, the defense can't get off the field, so
That's what I'm saying. Take the ball first, maybe get up early, and then play with some momentum, play with the lead, see if things change.
Yeah. And, I feel like they really let the kid like cut it loose. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel like
Will they do that this Sunday?
I don't think so. I think
I can't do this, dude. I'm telling you right now, Jomo.
it's a game by game fucking
Because they're going to run for 300 yards, or because they're just going to go back to the
Because
same
they're
old
incompetent.
defensive shit.
It's because they're incompetent. Yeah, it's because they go. They want to look at these defenses. They're going to say
It'll be my last stream.
all
That'll be my
over.
last one.
The running backs went crazy on this team. We got to get the running backs going. Blah 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 blah. And then with their game plan against the Chiefs, they're probably saying, we got to keep up with Mahomes, so let's cut them loose. Like I just feel like I hope I'm wrong, but I'm afraid that the philosophy may change.
It'll be my last game stream. That'll be the end of me. I'll be done. I'll be done. That'll be it. If we watch complete shit football on Sunday and it's like run, third and long, all that shit again, I'm out. I'm done. That's it.
I'm going too. So
are you going to the game?
No
yeah,
shit.
I am. I wasn't going to, and then
They
it was
sucked
like,
in.
all right, why not? I'm back in.
There it is. That's who we're
There.
talking about. The lights are off. You got seats already?
No, not yet. I'm hoping they go down a little bit more.
I'm sure they will. It can't be a hot ticket.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's a bunch of tickets.
Why am I not surprised that that's the venue that you're going to?
Yeah.
Hey man, I haven't seen the leaves change color, so I'm pretty excited for that.
And you smoke some too, so you'll be fine.
You're damn right.
Good talking to you, man.
Take care, guys.
Good talking, man.
It's funny when he sent the text today because I knew he knew I saw it, and I was just like, "Come on, Woody."
Thankfully, I saw it on my prep period. I didn't have any students around.
Oh no, it was
What is
just
this?
yeah. Let's see what we got here from Ivan. Only reason Tippmann is starting ABT Beckham tackle is because of the injury to Brown. Saleh seems to prefer loyalty to vets instead of winning. And Tippmann's playing great at guard, dude, for all things considered.
But that's also a trend for Saleh, though. Loyalty to veterans, not ruffling any feathers. That's something that we've kind of seen.
Yeah, but right now it's like Lawson's got to take a back seat to Huff and Jermaine Johnson. McDonald's probably got to see more time.
I'm wondering once Brown is healthy, if he even comes back at all this year. I'm not even sure if he will, but if he does, do you actually try to reinsert him as your left tackle? Because I wouldn't.
Nope,
yeah.
Absolutely not. No way. All right, we will go to our good friend Blade.
What's up, boys?
How you
What's
been,
up, Blade?
man?
I'm good. Just chilling.
You're looking all buff and shit over there,
Yeah,
dude.
you got a beard.
No,
maybe?
it's just the shirt.
How you been,
No.
man?
I was good. What was funny is I was watching the game. I usually don't watch in the streams live because you guys are like a minute and a half ahead of me. You guys are like usually cheering or whatever, And that game started out 17-0. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I might as well just get drunk, And I was like 7 beers in. And then Zach, and I turned you guys on. And you guys were rooting for him. Like he was tearing it up. I'm like, shit. And so I paused it, and I was just like, by the end of that game, I was so sauced. I was like, not even recollecting what was going on, man. But it was awesome, though.
It was fun. You know what it was? It was fun to watch an NFL offense, dude. For Dallas and the Patriots, the games were it wasn't even enjoyable to watch. Dude. It was just ugly football.
Right. And really, if we lose like that, I mean, sure there was a lot of red flags in that game, but we're kind of not okay with losses, but like at least you can live with yourself that week. It's not a Dallas to where it's like, where the hell do we go from here?
Or the Patriots.
You know what I mean?
The Patriots, I was embarrassed. That was just next.
Yeah.
That was just putrid.
And what just doesn't make sense to me is like why I'm kind of thinking it's a fluke is how against New England, how come that doesn't happen? And how the Super Bowl champions, he does that. Like, that's what doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what clicked? And I guess I understand that where it's like, hey, this is your last game. And if he's like, if I'm out, fuck it, I'm going to go sling it and just see what happens. But
I honestly think that for the Patriot game, part of it is just Belichick being in Zach Wilson's head.
Yeah.
And also with the weather forecast, even though it wasn't even that bad, I think they just wanted Zach not to lose them the game and have their defense give them a chance to win it. And that's why they played it conservative the way they did.
But I mean, you see that
night, you're going up against Mahomes, you're expecting their offense to put up points. You feel like you got to match them.
But I don't think they're blind either, like to where that the defense, if the offense ain't rolling, like they're not trying. I think that 17-point lead is honestly them thinking they didn't stand a fucking chance.
Yep.
I think a lot of it was like they really did not feel like they were going to win.
Well, they weren't, and they're lucky that the safety happened, dude. Or they were in a deep shit. Their offense was going backwards.
Right, but Zach really didn't give him a chance to. I mean, sure, he went. He didn't go 3-and-out in the first drive, but like he didn't go put up points. But still, like they were just deflated right off the bat, and that's kind of a thing with Saleh too. His teams show up like are almost defeated and then rally back when it's too late a little bit.
But this has been the thing with Saleh and his defense is they start off every week. They did the same thing last year, dude. Week after week, you come out, they're down 7-0, down 10-0. It's like every freaking week. It's like, what are you doing in the pregame? What are you doing in your prep that makes it happen all the time?
Right. And like you guys say, like there's this, that's where all these red flags are coming in. It's like good teams don't have these. Like, sure, good teams have these games, like 1 or 2 a year, and that's okay. But like not every week. And then the loyalty to players, like when Dalvin Cook was signed, like I got shredded for that. You know what I mean? I had like people in the comments like hate me for it, but Dalvin Cook looks like fucking Joe Flacco, like annoyed to fucking be out there. Dude, he's like, oh, hey, I'll go carry this. And oh, here's 3 yards. Hey, Mark Parsons, you want this ball? It's all yours, dude. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, how dare you ask me?
Now he gets hit, boom, down every time.
Yeah, and like we like can preach all we want. Hey, give Michael Carter these 8 carries. Like, I bet he turns that into 30, 40 yards.
Fuck that. Give it to Breece Hall.
Right, but if Breece Hall is on the pitch count is what I mean.
But like,
you got I can kind of see
carries, dude. 6.
Right.
What could the pitch count be? 8? Like, give him 15 carries.
I was thinking, 15 touches. Yeah, I don't know, but. And I kind of agree with saving the player from himself, but I would rather Michael Carter and Izzy Badikanda split those carries than give a single touch to Dalvin Cook again, unless he shows something. You know what I mean?
And didn't Breece have like 10 carries the first week against Buffalo?
He had exactly 10, and he had
so why would it be going down at this point?
Right. Well, I think so. The only reason I think his went down is because they were on like a set rotation, like the D lineman, and they had Zach throw it more, is why it went down. But it shouldn't. He should be 15 touches a game,
bro. But listen, I'm all for the rotation for 3 quarters.
Right.
Game on the line in the 4th quarter. Your best players, Quinnen Williams should be on the field. Bryce Huff, all those guys on offense. Get fucking, it's got to be Garrett Wilson, Lazard. Like, get like Breece Hall's got to be on the field. Dude, Rucker, get your best players on the field, dude.
The only thing I will say to that is that the Chiefs got the ball with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and the Jets only had 6 plays for the rest of the game. So maybe they were saving something for him, and they just didn't get the ball back. But still,
I don't know. But if there's one dude on that offense, I'd put money on doing an 80-yard rip. I'm picking Breece Hall or Garrett Wilson. You know what I mean?
100%.
And he can take a run up the gut, a Frank Gore up the gut, and bust at 90. I mean, he's insane. Some of the shit he does.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's interesting how they use their personnel sometimes.
Right. And then we're preaching for Ruckert, and I don't know what the Hardman deal is. Like, that's weird. And do you think the Hardman is Cobb helping Zach with the offense?
I mean, you can see Cobb. Cobb is a good route runner. He's a leader. Where he's going to be. He's got consistent hands.
Yeah.
Hardman has game-breaking talent, dude, where you can use him in a sweep. You could use him you don't have to get fancy, but just on the 3rd and 1. You can use little things to get him involved that
and
the defense doesn't count for.
And they used Gibson for that too.
Yeah,
and so that's what was weird. And even if it's hey, you're at 3 plays, Hardman, fucking go deep, catch this. You know what I mean? He's got that afterburner speed.
Yeah, it's weird how they're handling him, man. It's
that's why I think there's something else that we're probably not seeing. The same way we were talking about Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims, there's something else that he's just not doing right.
You think it's
picking up the offense or catching the ball, which we saw in training camp? There's something there because if they wanted to use the speed, which they did on Sunday night, they got Gibson involved. So why would Gibson just jump over Hardman like that for all those reps?
You think it's an injury thing or a coaching thing?
Might be a talent thing.
Could be a coaching thing or something where he's not picking up the offense. He's not running good routes. Maybe it's a practice thing. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's got to show on the coaching too. Hey, maybe you get, I don't know. I think that's a huge red flag.
Well, 100%, especially when you desperately need speed on the field.
Right. Know? And why would receivers like that, mid-tier receivers want to fucking come here? You know what I mean? If they see shit like that, and I get Aaron Rodgers probably that's the temptation. I don't know.
Yeah, but Cobb's an Aaron Rodgers guy. I mean, you can't compare him to speed. I mean, he's a burner, Hardman.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it for sure. And I actually kind of think the opposite. I think with what you guys were asking, Bubs and Jomo, I think that they're going to come out this week and just let Zach rip it. And
I hope so.
I think they're going to start out that way. And I'm not saying I don't know how he's going to do, but I think with the vendetta against the Broncos, I think they're just going to, I think it's going to be a lot of the same. Just let him go sling it and see what happens.
So your level of confidence of winning the game?
7.5.
There you go.
But we got to leave the buffer because, we're Jets fans. We know how it rolls, man.
Blade, good talking to you, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, boys.
Later, dude. I like talking to Blade, man. He's always fun.
Yeah, he's always a good call.
Is this the trip that he used to call in our show? Remember we used to have Trip with the blog talk?
Oh, with the blog talk, yeah.
Yeah, Trip we call him. We used to argue all the time. I wonder if this is the same Trip. Are you the guy who used to call in our show, the blog talk show?
Oh, yeah.
It is you. No.
I was wondering what happened to the blog talk.
Look, dude, I was always wondering about you because we used to fight all the time. We used to argue all the time.
I mean, you know how we are. We're Jets fans. We're always arguing about something.
Those are some good calls, though. I remember that.
We used to I used to look forward to your calls. We used to go at it, man. How you been?
I've been okay.
Are you enjoying the Zach Wilson experience?
Well, this week.
That's true. That's true.
Will
he build on it? You think he's going to play better?
Last week, you might have got a different answer.
Yep. But do you have confidence in him going forward, though?
Yeah. So it depends on, y'all was saying earlier, if we're to come out there passing the ball versus trying to run it two or three times and getting smacked, and now it's 3rd and 8.
Yep.
3rd and 11, whatever. They don't give penalties and all this stuff.
Yep.
So.
So are you a day trader? You got all kinds of computers around there, man. Are you making moves over there?
Oh yeah, I trade stocks. I do a bunch of different things.
You're a mover and shaker over there.
Yeah. I do a bunch of stuff.
So what are your thoughts? Because we used to argue about a lot of different things. What are your thoughts on Saleh as a head coach?
What's going on with this defense?
Yeah.
And it's not just the vanilla defenses and the stupid cover 3s, cover 4s, or whatever, and they dropping everybody back, 4 people rushing. But okay, if it's 3rd and 25, I do not want to see Quentin Williams out there. It should be McDonald, Huff, Lawson, and Johnson. You need some speed out there so they can break off when the quarterback takes up the middle. Somebody can break off because Williams has not beat nobody to the sideline. Quentin Williams is not. If it's 3rd and short, 3rd and 6 or less, Quentin Williams could be out there. I don't want to see him out there with no 3rd and longs.
See, I don't mind him out there 3rd and long because, I mean, that's your best pressure right up the middle. The bigger issue I had on the 3rd and long, they didn't have a quarterback spy on Mahomes. Middle of the field, wide open.
Well, yeah. I mean, that too. But you need speed. If you're going to just do 4 down linemen as a speed rush, you need Quentin Williams don't need to be out there on 3rd and long. He's too slow. Now, I get it. You're sacrificing pressure up the middle, but if the quarterback takes off, you have more speed on the field. If everybody's downfield to try to catch him, because the only one was trying to catch up to him was Bryce Huff on that 3rd and 25 where they was holding Johnson.
Yep. Yeah, the defense is frustrating, especially. And they start off slow every game, dude. Like you're down 17-0. The first 3 series, they scored in every series. You're like, come on, like what? And it happens every week. It's crazy.
The thing is, too, even when we're getting stops, the offenses are moving the ball consistently against the defense, consistently.
Yep.
Patriots did it last week. They ran all over us. They're getting 100-yard runners. What's that guy's name for the running back from the Chiefs? He had over 100-something yards.
Pacheco. Yep.
He had over 100 rushing.
Yep.
What's going on?
After contact, most of them.
Yep.
Yeah, after contact. You know what? I was looking at the Seahawks game yesterday, and Jamal Adams, he played like one series before he got a concussion.
Yep.
We are missing that tone setter on his defense. We do not have that tone.
Bobby Wagner, dude, was just Bobby Wagner was just lighting people up last night, dude. He was hitting everything that was near him.
Yeah. We don't have that tone setter on his defense, and that's what
it should be Mosley. It should be Mosley.
You don't think Quincy Williams does that?
I'm not facing him.
You don't think Quincy Williams does it a little bit?
Well, no, not on. Now, if he was at same level, no, don't get me wrong, he's good, but he's not Aaron Donald. What's the D tackle for the nose tackle for the Chiefs?
Oh, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. He's not that good, so he's not that type of tone setter. I'm talking about a middle linebacker, strong safety.
Well, Jordan Whitehead tries to. He's running around trying to hit everybody, but he keeps missing them.
Jordan Whitehead's not big enough.
Yeah,
he's just not big enough. He's too small. No, Jamal Adams like 6'3", like 240 pounds.
Yeah,
and you're not breaking one of those tackles.
Yep.
That's a good point, though.
Huh?
No, that's a good point, though. They really haven't replaced Jamal since they got rid of him. I mean,
this is so cool talking to him, dude. We argued so many fucking times, Trip. We would go at it every week.
I know, which was good. I'm glad I found you on here. I'm gonna start calling in more.
Do it, man. I love your takes. We just prime time used to get all quiet, like, oh, these two are going at it again. Here they go.
Just sit back and enjoy.
This is cool as shit.
But yeah, the defense is really pissing me off because they're not. First of all, we're not using personnel right. I don't know what the hell's going on with McDonald. What is he in a doghouse or something? They're not using him at all.
He's on special teams.
Why don't we draft somebody that high and we're not using them?
We said that when he was drafted.
Huh?
No, we said that when he was drafted. I mean, you had a surplus of D linemen, and then you take one in the first round when you have needs for offensive line and possibly a linebacker, safety. Like, strange.
I even before Cook started, we got Cook in the preseason. I was like, I don't want him. Why do we need him? We had a surplus of running backs. Even if Brees wasn't gonna come back anytime soon, we had Ty Johnson, we had Carter, and we just drafted a running back.
And yeah, Bam Knight at that point too.
Yeah, and Bam Knight. So I'm like, why are we getting Cook? I'm confident with the guys we got. Like, we draft a guy only to go trade for a guy. Now we're giving up draft capital. Makes no sense.
Yep. No, dude, you're on it. I had nothing to argue with you with. I want to argue with you, but I can't. Then I got nothing to say. What do you think?
My biggest gripe right now is the defense. Like, Zach Wilson was, but like we're not getting enough stops, and we're not using personnel right. I wish Saleh would use what's his name? Corner. Sauce. Like we use Revis.
Yeah.
Man him up on the best person. It should have been Kelsey on him all damn night long. Yep. But they double Kelsey with the safety and
they actually did a pretty good job on Kelsey after the first drive or two.
Oh yeah, they doubled him up. But like that's cool. But like Saul should be on the best man and erase him.
Yeah, like CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. Well, oh God, don't get me started.
And they played that bullshit zone, so they're not even playing man. They're playing zone. They're not even using. They have 3 very good cover corners, and not even taking advantage of it.
Well, I mean, look at what Rex did. We played a lot of zone and put Revis manned up on him, and it was zone man. It was a mismatch. I mean, a mixed match in coverage.
Yep, 100%.
So I mean, it could be done. Hell, one year I remember with who was that tight end for the Patriots? Gronk.
Gronkowski? Yep.
Yeah, and then we had that safety. I forget his name, but we
Rodney
manned him
Pearl?
up on Gronk that one game. He got a pick six and we won that game, I believe.
Antonio Allen.
Yeah, Antonio Allen. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that Jets knowledge for you guys right there.
That was our only pick six for like 6 years or something like that.
But yeah, he did it with Antonio Allen. He said, "Look, Gronk's your man. Man, I'm up on him all day."
Yep.
We wound up winning that game.
Yep.
So
No, that's true. What's your prediction for Sunday, man? Jets winning?
Oh Lord.
Come on, man.
That's a no.
Man, I don't. You asked me to put faith in Zach
That's what we're here for. Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Come on.
I want to say we're gonna win, but I feel like if I say we're gonna win, I'm gonna jinx it. Then we're gonna lose.
Come on, man.
Okay. I'm gonna say we win 20-17.
There you go. Trip, how'd you find this?
Oh, I don't know. I was just browsing on YouTube and I found it and I saw this link to come in here. I didn't even know this was in there. You put it in the chat.
Good to
The chat
talk to
on
you, man.
YouTube.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in, man. This is great talking to you. I'm glad we finally talked like on this way. This is cool as shit.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good night, man.
All right. I'll be back.
Later, dude.
Good talking to you, man.
Oh, that is wild, man.
That's a throwback.
Holy shit. Like,
When
that's
was
the
last time
equivalent.
we talked to him?
Dude, we
Had
used
that,
to
what,
go-
2019 probably? 2018?
Bro, we used to go at it. Like, go at it.
I remember.
It was like, I think I argued most with him, Dan and Howard Beach, the Jet Turbulence guy, Steve, and who was the other one? The guy that was out in Vegas. What the hell was his name? We usually had him towards the end. Oh, what was the other guy? The other guy in New York too. We used to fight all the time.
There was the one guy also who would call in almost every week. You guys would sometimes fight. I forget his name. He was a regular.
The one
He
guy
called in early.
Yeah, the one guy in New York, I forget the hell his name too. Dude, we used to just dude, that is so awesome talking to Trip, man. That is so friggin' cool. That made my night, man. That's sick. Anybody else wonder why Bryce Hall was covering Kelsey? Because Eccles got hurt, right?
Yeah. I mean, they did a good job on Kelsey, though. After those first few drives, I can't really complain with, how they took him out of the game. It's
Trip knows his shit, man. He would just get after it, man. You come with some facts, you're like, wait, what? Like, how'd you know that stat? Remember? He would just like, that's wild, man. Shit. That's just great. All right. So, are you ready for this prime time?
I guess. I have no choice.
Apparently, he gave our good friend Jake a concert. We only get like one song. He did a full concert for Jake? Huh. Stay tuned to Jake's channel, too. You never know who could be popping up on there pretty soon. You never know. What is this you played?
No, I didn't. I played one song. What happened was his camera failed the prior caller before, and so people started making a joke that it became the prior caller's show. And then someone said, hey, why don't you do that for V-Man? And so then he decided to do it as a gag, just pull his camera and just leave me hanging, like in the middle of a conversation. And he forced
So
me
how
to-
long were you solo on there?
Probably maybe about like 2-3 minutes, maybe.
That long he let you? What is he, crazy? I got text.
Maybe 2 minutes, probably 2 minutes at most. I would say 1 to 2 minutes.
What are you out of your mind?
But I don't know why he did that. And by the way, I know it's late, but I haven't been on your show in a while. So to all my Hispanics in the chat, happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
That's true. It's a great month. Very true.
You know, it's good.
It started last month.
I was actually able to find this. This is incredibly hard to find. Oh, Puerto Rico, for you. This is incredibly hard to find in the States. Artisanal Puerto Rican rum.
Okay.
But I found it. I was doing a job training class, and because I work the graveyard shift, the liquor stores by me are all closed. So I go right from my office and I find this in the liquor store. I had to pick it up because I'm never going to run into this ever again.
Was it expensive?
Oh no, this is a 2-star one. So they come in. It goes 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is
like the lowest grade.
It tastes
Sounds
like
pretty
shit
good.
then.
No, it's actually pretty good. This is actually very good. It's a 2-star.
So maybe you don't know the
So
stars.
two stars is 3 to 6 years. 3 stars is 6 to 10. 4 stars 20. 5 stars 35, but that costs $800.
But if it's 2-star and it's good, maybe your rum standards are a little bit low then, because it shouldn't be that good then, right?
And that's actually pretty good, you know. So yeah, but no, let's get back to football talk.
Back to we didn't start it.
Just okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but no, so what I'm saying is
Make a phone call. What's going on?
no, sorry, just unplugging something so I don't get bugged.
What do you have, dial up?
No, I thought my cell signal where I live is terrible, so I have to have a landline.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You know, so honestly, I know people were frustrated with the loss in this game, but I came from this game kind of a bit on the positive note, because to me, I know I know it's the crosstown rivals, but this is the best example. Kind of reminds me of that 2007 game the Giants played at the end of the year against the Patriots, where they competed and they came back from the game, and even though they lost, their fans felt confident going into this playoffs. Like
what?
Even though
You're comparing the Patriot undefeated season where the Giants played them tough and they lost, two teams that are going into the playoffs. This couldn't be any more different.
No, I'm comparing in the fact that, look, it is like this is a game we were not expected to compete in. We competed in it, and you look at from what you saw from this game, you feel more confident going forward.
What do you feel? Okay, what do you feel confident about going forward? Because the defense melted. The offense couldn't get drives in the fourth quarter, and the coach was conservative.
Well, I feel confident like for the first time ever with Zach Wilson, you see it where not only is it not just because with Zach Wilson's always been one of two things. It's either the eye test that tells you one thing and the stats tell you the other thing.
Wait,
you sound like Saleh now.
Wait. What did you just say?
The eye test tells you one thing and the stats tell you another thing.
They're both telling me the same fucking thing. So what is your eye test telling you that the stats didn't tell you?
No, I'm not talking about this game. I'm talking about in the past. It's always been where he's either looked good but the stats are terrible, or the stats tell you he's good but he looked terrible.
Okay, let's talk about this game.
I'm so confused.
So this is the first. I think this is probably the first time where he's ever played where it's not only where the eye test tells you he played well, but the stats tell you he played well.
So the eyes and the stats told you he played well.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the same page then. Okay,
that's what I'm telling you.
Okay, I think I got that then.
Yeah, right. But so like I said, I feel confident. Look, Denver is the worst defense and the worst defensive DVOA since the recording of defensive DVOAs began back in, I don't know, it was in the 80s or something.
Can you describe DVOA?
No, I wish I could. I'm too drunk for that.
Okay.
So you said you have a sense of confidence after watching that game. So you have confidence in the Jets defense?
Look, a lot of things went wrong in that game. There's a lot of things. We've already talked about it. There's some mistakes. There was bad officiating. There's a little bit of everything that factored into that game. But I still believe in this defense. I still have confidence in them.
Okay.
And look, you're going against a team, and look, they're going to be hyped up to go into this game because we know everything that happened in the offseason. Sean Payton talking smack. Yep. They've had this game circled for a while. I feel confident going into this. And
they lost 14 in a row to the Patriots, and they still started out slow. Why would they be more fired up for this game?
Look.
We're looking.
All right. I think they're just better. For some reason, the Jets are just better suited to beat certain teams other than others. It's like the Jets are better suited to beat the aggressive quarterbacks than they are the dink and dunk quarterbacks. It's just a weird thing about their defense.
That's actually not a terrible take.
All right, look.
Well, because they sit in that zone, and the quarterbacks that can dink and dunk, they can find the soft spots and pick you apart. I don't think that's a terrible take.
Yeah, exactly. And look. And look, I'm confident. Look, if you can win this game, the Eagles have not been. Look, if you win this game, you get the 2 wins. The Eagles, in spite of being 3-0, they're a bit of a shaky team right now.
4-0.
They only played 3 games.
Oh, 4-0, sorry. Yeah, they're a bit of a shaky team right now.
Yeah, shaky. I wish I was shaky.
I mean, let's be honest. They almost lost. They almost lost to the Commanders.
Did they? The Jets almost beat the Chiefs. Are they shaky?
Look, inevitably, there's always going to be there's always that one game where like teams like the Eagles. There's always that one game where they just fall off the rails. Like nobody saw the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals, but they did.
So the way the Jets are going to beat the Eagles have an off game.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there's always that one game where they just lose. Like it's unlikely that they're going to go undefeated. There's always one game and remember, it's football. Anything can happen.
That should be our new shirt.
Anything can happen.
It's football.
Well, look,
that's true. We should do that. That's a good
yeah,
shirt.
but I'm just saying. It's the saying. Any given Sunday.
And on the back, you put now what?
Well, look, like I said, look, you can win this. You win this Denver game, you can build momentum. I think Zach is building confidence. I think the offensive play calling finally adjusted. They finally made some proper adjustments. Finally built a game plan that works better to Zach's strengths. I think Zach finally played confident. I think this is going to be. I think he's going to be confident going into this game. The biggest problem with Dalvin Cook is not that he's slow, is that he's missing the damn gaps. I was watching like I don't remember. I think it was Jake pulled up the clip. It's like the line opens this perfect gap for him to run through, and instead he just runs right into the chief defender. Like, I mean, there's being slow, and then there's that.
It's true.
Like, how do you miss a gap?
It's true. I agree with you. Anything can happen on Sundays. You're right. I think you're right. I think that should be our shirt, prime time. Football, anything can happen on the front, and then now what on the back. So you have the guitar out. Does that mean you want to play for us?
You guys want me to play?
Of course. I mean, you have like. Let's be honest. You have it on camera, sitting there staring at us. You obviously want to play for us. You don't act like you don't want to play.
All right, sure. Let's see what I remember. I haven't played a while, so I'm a bit on the rusty side.
You just played for Jake, you said.
Yeah, but like
I live for this shit. All right, so now the rule is, though, you got to play a song that's from, like, the last 20 years. Don't play some shit from Pink Floyd from 1955.
All right, let's see. Dude, you got me stumped there.
What stump? By playing a recent song?
I haven't practiced recent songs in a long time. That's the problem.
What do you practice? Like Rolling Stones from the 80s?
I was actually practicing just, like, the simple riffs, like Smoke on the Water.
I'll do Smoke on the Water. Let's do that.
Here we go.
Okay, hold on.
Not bad. That's not bad.
You can also
Oh,
play
that's
like
pretty good.
Not terrible. That's not terrible, dude. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
What else do you?
Honestly, I see people complaining about the guitar. Remember, you're hearing this through a $20 webcam mic. That's why it sounds like.
I'm not complaining at all. I think. What other songs do you practice?
Well, like I said, I practiced that. I practiced House of the Rising Sun, Painted Black. The stuff that I.
Let's hear Painted Black.
All right, hold on. Where the hell is it? All right, I can play it actually without the cape out. So.
There you go. That's actually pretty good, though. That's good.
and then if you want the rhythm section, it's just the rhythm section. Just
Dude, this is probably the best guitar you played on the show. You've had some rough performance. This is the best you've done so far, I think. Right, Prime Time? Literally, this is the best time. This is the best you've done.
Well, maybe rum is the answer.
No, the one Metallica one you did for us last time was pretty good. This is the best you sounded, though. You're doing good, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks. Oh, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I have a tattoo update. After forever searching, because my sister's picky as hell, she joined me on the tattoo because it has to be done by a Puerto Rican owned tattoo parlor. I finally found one in Brooklyn. Believe me, I'm laughing like you and my sister said it, but she gets her. But you don't know my sister. If she doesn't get her way, things end violently. Things don't end well.
All right, so you found a tattoo artist.
Yeah, I found a tattoo artist in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Of course, it's called Abuela's Tattoo Parlor.
Okay.
Because it's Puerto Rican.
All right. So do you have the design that you want?
Yeah, it's the tribal coquille. It's the Taino pictoglyph of a coquille with a circle around it.
Okay.
And that's going on my shoulder, and my sister will get one probably. My sister's just gonna go for the coquille without the circle.
So when you getting it?
Well, I told her I found the tattoo parlor you schedule.
Yeah, I mean,
I did the hard work. I searched on Google forever to find this place, and you could at least do the scheduling part. So she'll call me back when she's scheduled.
That's great. Well, congratulations, dude. You gotta make sure you show it to us when you get it.
Oh, of course I'll show it to you. The cookie, yes.
I'm sure Jake. Jake will see it first, but at least we'll see it. You know what I mean?
No, someone asked me, do I speak Spanish? No, I'm working on that because I got to get that before I go to Port. I said I'm looking to get to Puerto Rico by probably February because I want to get there during the Carnaval de Ponce. The city of Ponce has a festival in February, like right before Ash Wednesday.
You know what? And we made fun of you, dude. We thought you weren't gonna get a tattoo for a year. You're making moves over there. Your guitar's getting better. You're getting a tattoo. You're traveling.
Well, it'll be fun. Like I said, I want to go check out their distill. I want to check. Like this is on my list of checking out their distillery.
I agree. You should.
It's the oldest distillery in Puerto Rico.
There you go.
The funny thing is though, they don't call it a distillery. They call it a rum factory because they actually haven't made rum since before Prohibition.
Really?
Well, no. So during Prohibition, they made rubbing alcohol to make money. So then once Prohibition got lifted, they didn't feel like making rum, so they just go send an order out to other distilleries in the area. So sometimes you can get Bacardi, and sometimes it'll be Donku or one of the other distilleries on the island. So they'll make the rum to their order and send it to them. Then they blend it and age it.
I feel like I've aged it. I've aged just now.
always good getting a history lesson on here.
Oh yes, no. Sorry, I know people don't know that I'm Puerto Rican. I get that.
Really? I'm pretty sure everyone's aware by now.
No, because look, here, right here. Wait, hold on, where it is. Jomo. Did anyone know V-Man was Puerto Rican? Jomo says it right there. Pull up the Jomo.
You're not getting the sarcasm there.
V-Man, this is probably one of your better calls. Your guitar sounds great. Good luck with your tattoo. Hopefully you get it soon.
By the way, you gotta ask Tyrone. I know Tyrone is obviously he's mentioned he's a cigar smoker. Does he want Don Collins out of Puerto Rico?
Sure. That's his answer. Have a good night, man. What's your prediction for Sunday?
Well, like I said, I feel like this is a game they really want to send a message to Sean Payton. I feel like they're going to win by at least probably 3 touchdowns.
Woof. All right. Have a good night, man.
Have a good night.
That was it. You look.
I hate you.
That was the best his guitar sounded in probably 2 years. 2 years at least, dude. No, he did. You know what? You're right. Because the minute I saw the guitar, the minute I mentioned it, I saw Kevin's like, you've got to be kidding me.
because I knew that was going to be another at least 10 minutes.
Listen, man. What other shows have guitars like that? Nobody. Anybody. The one guy's like, "Is this a football show?" We're well rounded. We talked about weed with Jomo in Colorado. We did guitars in Puerto Rico with V-Man. We had an international call. We talked kangaroos with Darren. We had the officer that called in early on. We're well rounded, prime time. This is what you tune in for.
He did surprise me. I'll give him that.
Yeah, that's the best guitar. Sometimes he's bad, dude. We couldn't even make fun of him this time.
Maybe we could do like cookie shirts.
So what's the shirt gonna say? Football. Anything can happen. And then now what? We're due for a new shirt. This is why we're a variety show. You never know what to tune into. And the funny thing is, I guarantee you by what time is it now? 9:45. By 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'll start getting direct messages. I can't believe you brought him on again. He played guitar. You guys are killing me.
Started rough, but at least he cleaned it up a little bit at the end. So
the Gong Show. He said look like 40 times.
Yeah.
All right. We will go to our last caller of the evening, our cleanup hitter. This is gonna be he's got a tough one to back up right here. What's up, Jose?
How am I supposed to follow that? Besides mention I'm Mexican at that thing.
Just keep saying, look.
Listen.
What a disaster.
I'm going to hell.
We all are, dude.
I'll see both of you there.
Very true, man. Very, very true.
Hello.
How's your channel doing? Did you do a video about Tupac?
Yes.
See, I pay attention.
Finally.
Yes, I did a video about Tupac earlier today.
And you know what? And Jose, we got to thank you, dude. Thank you for your team for beating the living shit out of the Giants and making them miserable. So that was a great win last night.
My Cole is a Giants. Fan.
Even better.
And I told him, Zach Wilson, I'll pay a guy who gave $160 million.
Yep. Daniel Jones looked like shit, man.
And he said, listen, I wouldn't have given him the money. Yeah. David was in the stream.
There you go. See, you're making moves. Now, how's your fantasy team doing?
Man. That Sunday game had me pissed off. If Patrick Mahomes actually scores that touchdown, I'd be Romeo.
Oh. A lot of bettors too. A lot of bettors making you go in the end zone too, man.
Yeah, I think like 90% of the money was on the Chiefs to cover.
How is your boy Jamal Adams playing, man? He had a huge game last night, huh?
For the first time, I actually felt bad for him.
But no. You know why I didn't feel bad for him? He's like, yeah, it's nice to be coming home. Get the fuck out of here. Home. The Jets weren't your home. Get the fuck
but let him get burned for 2 touchdowns in coverage. I don't want to see him go out like
Geno
that.
came home.
Yes,
Jamal Adams did not. Fuck Jamal Adams.
Can I run for
No.
for 2 seconds?
Go for it.
Giants fans are so freaking uptight.
We're aware of that.
So last night, Geno got tackled out of bounds, almost got injured.
Yep.
Came back in, and after his first completed pass, after he came back in, the pass was for 20 yards. And he starts yelling at it.
He got a penalty.
Yeah, he got a penalty.
Dumb penalty. Troy Aikman ripped him.
Yeah, but he had been arguing with one of the defenders who was on the sideline for the offside.
Yep.
And they were yelling back and forth. So I go on YouTube and I see a Giants fan made a video and he's just taking Geno to task. How dare he get cocky on the. He's the guy that won.
Geno's always been like that, though. Geno's always had it. As long as Geno's been in the league, he's always had an edge. He takes no shit from nobody, dude. He doesn't. Like if he gets hit late, he'll go back. He'll talk shit right back in your face. He don't care. The penalty was terrible, though, dude, because it was a big play too, and Troy Aikman thrashed him for it. But that's the way Geno rolls, man. That's just his style.
Yeah,
we got something more. We got a more important question though.
Yes.
Is Cassandra still in your league?
Yes, she is.
Is she really? How is she doing?
She is undefeated.
How is she doing though? Primetime's wondering.
I don't give a shit.
Not the messenger. How's she doing though? She whipped all your guys' asses?
Yeah, she is. Oh, she barely beat Romeo. Not this past week, but the week before that, because Yahoo decided to change one of the Jacksonville defensive scores, and he barely.
She must really hate us.
Beat Romeo.
2 years she's ignored us now.
I drove her away.
You did.
Yeah, she hates PT.
I'm well
I was
aware.
always
I'm not gonna
cool with
lie.
her. We would share. She would give me all kinds of bands to listen to. I got a messenger. She used to give me all kinds. Like she got me into Motionless and White. She got me into I Prevail.
She got me into a lot of that.
What was the other one she got? Motionless and White. I Prevail. Ice Nine Kills got me into them.
A lot of the music she sent you, she sent me. I'm like,
What is this? Let's talk Cassandra. What are we doing here?
She still follows me. She probably doesn't. Let's see. I don't know.
all right, PT.
Hold on.
PT, I have a question.
Hold on. The reason why V-Man says looks so much is because in Spanish, look is mira. Puerto Ricans were called mira mira back in the 90s. We would say mira mira or look when we were selling weed.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
The reason why looks so much.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Puerto Ricans we were calling here.
Yeah, mira
okay.
means,
Learn something new every day. There we go.
mira means look.
That I knew. I didn't know the other meaning behind it, if that's true.
I just messaged her. See if she responds back.
Meanwhile,
I'm not expecting it, but with the shot.
She'll respond to you. She just won't respond to me.
Well, Jose, if you happen to talk to Cassandra, please tell her I said hello. Tell her I missed talking to her about
Please
music.
tell her I said to go fuck off.
Tell her I missed talking music with her because she gave me a lot of good bands to follow. We would literally message back songs like for days. Like,
I know. Because whatever you guys would send, she would send to me. So thank you, Tyson.
I know. And then Primetime roomed it all for us.
Yes.
Now we gotta find our own bands.
Who blocked who? I did nothing. I was innocent. I did nothing.
Yeah,
All
Primetime
the
guys.
time I
Yeah, I
was
mean, it was an ugly ending. Very ugly ending.
I did nothing.
Tyson has it. PT has an icebox where I used to be. That's a song reference. That is not a Taylor Swift reference. Thank God for that. I got enough Taylor Swift on Sunday to last me a lifetime.
It's funny. I think the people that tuned in for the last half hour were like, I thought this was a sports show. We talked nothing. We talked Jets about 20 minutes.
Okay. All
right. Jose, do you like USC or UCLA?
USC.
All right.
Because of Pete Carroll and because now I live 5 minutes away from the stadium, but we can talk Jets. First of all, that holding penalty was not a holding penalty.
Yep.
Second of all,
Wait, which one? The one on Sauce or the one on Jermaine
the
Johnson?
one on Sauce. The one on. Second of all, I streamed the Broncos Bears game on Sunday.
Okay.
I titled it the toilet bowl. And when the Bears went up 28-7, I said it out loud. I said the Bears are gonna choke this. And I was right.
I can't believe they choked that bad though.
So with that being said, the Jets should, keyword being should, take care of take care of the dead pony.
I hope
But
so.
I think it'll be a close game.
Oh, Christ.
But the Jets will win 30.
30.
Yes.
Oof.
30-23.
That close? Oh, my God.
30-23.
I'll take a shootout.
By the way,
Yes.
Tyrone did post on Facebook yesterday. And I left a comment saying,
How long was he on there for?
I think-
What is it? Prime time shaking his head. What was it?
You don't want to know.
Do I have to look at it?
No.
Should I, you make me go look at it?
You don't want to know.
Just tell me. What is it?
16 minutes, I believe.
Oh,
16 minutes?
Yes.
okay. Because the one I saw last week
No,
was 3.5 minutes, and it was listed as untitled.
No. He did a video yesterday.
Is there a title on the video? Does it have a name?
No, it doesn't. It
Or
doesn't.
it just says untitled?
It's on the Facebook page.
How long is it? 16 minutes?
16 minutes.
What the hell does he talk about?
The game,
At least he did a recap.
Does anybody see it?
I did. A couple other people commented on it.
Okay.
All right.
And I would.
Yeah, we got 2 videos in a week. We're making progress.
Yeah.
And I will.
2 videos in a year for the year football season.
Yeah.
16
I-
minutes? I have to go watch this now.
Can I repeat what I said in the comment here?
Sure.
They finally took the handcuffs of the kid, like Freaky wanted to be handcuffed by Cassandra.
Whoa.
Is this stat true? The Jets have had a lead for 4 minutes this season, and that's it? Is that
was the
true?
stat. Well, that was the stat I was kind of saying before. They haven't run one offensive play with the lead. They had the lead for the few minutes when the Bills had their drive to tie it up on the field goal, and then they won it in overtime on the special teams return.
God,
so they haven't run one play with a lead yet this year.
Yes,
We suck.
but
Jesus. Thank you for sharing the stat. I had no idea.
they
Seriously.
finally took the handcuffs.
Took the handcuffs off. That's true.
Can
Now I'm going to have to go watch this shit now. 16 minutes? He talked for 16 minutes? That's a lot to talk. I mean, my longest video is like 11 minutes, 10 minutes.
Was he like answering questions? Like, were there people that joined the live and that were asking questions? Or
No, it was a
16-minute video? Him just talking? You sure?
Yeah.
16 minutes?
It might have been
I don't know if I
live.
believe you.
How the fuck are you talking? I can't, like, what can you possibly cover for 16 minutes?
16 minutes and 45 seconds.
Maybe he was recapping like weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4.
He did a preseason recap. He shared some preseason thoughts.
He did his roster preview.
He gave the Aaron Rodgers preview. You know, I thought Aaron Rodgers bring this to the table.
No. He actually talked about the game from Sunday.
Hold on. 10 minutes and 56 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, Jose. That's a big difference. 6 minutes. So wait a minute. He does a Facebook Live and doesn't answer any questions? Isn't that counterproductive? Like, don't you go on there so you answer questions? Nobody watch, maybe?
I don't know.
It might have been live and I saw it late, but I don't know.
See, my only gripe, and I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm not going to comment on the video, but we have back-to-back videos that are listed as untitled. You gotta have, like, did Zach Wilson turn the corner? You know, what can the Jets defense do to start? Like, there's got to be something, you know.
But you know what it is, though? People are going to be so shocked to see an actual video there.
That's true.
He doesn't need titles right now. They're like, oh, my God, he's talking. That's
true.
That's
It's more
progress.
suspenseful that way. Like, ooh,
That's
what's
right.
next, right? That's how he's luring them in. I get it.
It's just like, hey, look, maybe he's going to say something.
Hey, whenever you want to trade in Hollywood for Crenshaw, let me know.
We're not really replacing anybody. He's never here.
I thought he was coming on tonight.
He said he was. Oh, look. Now he was in the Facebook. He didn't answer him. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's not good.
Well, he wasn't driving, so.
Oh my God.
You should have seen the.
All right, Jose. I gotta go eat dinner. I'm starving, man.
All right. Good night, guys. I love you. Oh,
Yes, sir.
thank you guys for being like my second family. I
Of course, dude.
truly appreciate it.
Of course,
you're
man.
part
All
of
the
our
time.
family, man.
Even though I give Kevin a hard time. Always. That
Oh,
will
wait.
never stop, PT.
Uh-oh. Elmo was in there, too. He didn't say hi to Elmo either.
That I don't know.
Hey, kind of respect.
I don't
See,
know.
now, but see, we're to the point now with Tyrone. He owes us money.
I really use.
He's got to start. He's got to start
No.
paying us back.
He has two sweaters.
Yeah, we're waiting 3 years for sweatshirts.
Maybe Sean Payton has some extra. Sean Payton, he's got more problems than Hackett, man.
I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good night, man.
I love you too, man. Be good.
All right.
Whew.
This has been
That was a show. That was a show.
Hey, she responded back. That's
Oh,
right.
There you go.
I want to bring her back on the show, but you got to come back on and join us.
Don't do this to me.
No, Afram was on. Did we on? Was he on? I texted him today. Was he on last night? No, right? He's angry. We got an angry
we
Afram
didn't
right
calls
now.
last night.
Oh no!
I think he commented though.
He was angry last. He's been angry. He's been texting me
He was
angry
last
stuff.
week. I remember.
He's really angry now. He sent me some texts. He's like, he's got some
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's pissed, dude.
Oh, shit.
He's definitely angry. Thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. Sunday, 4:00. We are back at it. Jets, Broncos. I will have extra.
Thank God we're doing the stream, so I don't got to listen to Tiki Barber doing the game. Also,
Oh God, he's
Should
gonna
be
be
a nightmare.
terrible.
Yep.
That's gonna be awful.
Yep.
Talk to you guys later.
Later.